Welcome to Vixen Media Day.
I'm excited. Let's go. Exhilarating.
Domination.
Dude, that was mine. You stole mine.
Oh,
Iconic.
I'm sorry.
Fun. Kick
Violent.
ass. Kick ass.
Excited.
Excited. Serious.
Bloodletting.
Best travel companion is Steph and Johnny Cash.
Oh, I got it. Hannah Kraus, because she drove us home 8 hours at 1:30 a.m. to get us back, me and Sammy, to get us back so we could coach flag football and make it back to those games.
Yeah.
So best travel companion, Hannah, love you. You're the best.
Jeff.
My best travel buddy is Katie. Come on, Katie.
My best travel buddy is Ellie Welly Biggins, number 50.
Buffalo Bills.
Alright, do you have any fact about it? Do you know anything about that team?
Josh Allen is the quarterback. He was on my fantasy league this year and he did me dirty.
What team do you think that is?
This is Nebraska.
Alright, do you have any fun fact about that?
Other than it's fun to drive through that state and look at all the corn, no. You gotta name that. What's the fact?
I said
Lamar Jackson deserves a lot more accolades, but also me.
What am I supposed to do with it?
Tell me a fun fact.
About the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Something before you probably don't know about. This is the only team that has ever went undefeated for a whole year.
Oh wow.
Why do you play football, Paula? Because I was told I can't. Why do you play football?
Because I can, y'all.
Fabulous.
Yes. Why do you play football?
Why do you play football? because somebody told me I couldn't.
Ooh, yeah.
Kai, why do you play football?
Because all my life I was told I was too big for this sport and that sport, and now it's good.
Why do you play football?
Because I like to hit.
Why do you play football?
Because I love football.
Why do you play football?
For the grind, for the culture, for the hustle.
Amber, why do you play football?
Because I love the sport and I love being aggressive.
Yeah.
Why do you play football?
Because I can.
I've always wanted to play, and when I was a kid, they would always tell me it was a boy sport. And so now I'm an adult, and nobody can tell me what to do. So I'm a hit.
Why do you play football?
I've been playing since I was 7, so it's like a contact sport.
Nebraska, why do you play football?
Well, I'm from Nebraska, and there's a lot of pride in Nebraska football. So I love football. I grew up with my brothers playing football, and as soon as I got the opportunity, I had to take it.
Hey, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Alright, go, you got it.
That's crazy. That's baloney.
Yes, you got it.
I thought I heard it. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, hit him with the egg.
Come on, Tristan! Let's go!
Oh, God.
You gotta pass on the egg to somebody else.
What? Square up. Haley, square up. Square up. LT, square up.
Oh, square up?
Track star. Square up. Louisiana, square up. Paula, square up. Archie, square up. Coach T, what's up? Square up. Bajay, square up. Amber, square up. Pebble,
What's up?
square up.
What's up?
Q, square up.
Alright, come on, bruh.
gets the first down. Barrett breaks a tackle into the line. Picks up a block. He's going to get in. A wide open pass and take him down.
It's time.
Yo, Jay, what you say?
Welcome to Vixen Media Day.
To her left, has time, throws on the run to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Pittsburgh TD.
The athletes, they're the backbone of this whole league, and they're just amazing people. They've got amazing stories.
Barrett in the pattern, they're looking for her, able to bring that one in, Brianna Barrett. My goodness.
I never thought I'd be here. I feel like the best things in life are things that come to you unexpected. So it's been a great journey for me.
I know this is where I'm supposed to be.
Caught touchdown, Jada Meister.
Essentially is true of breaking barriers, right?
She could go all the way, and she does. Touchdown.
We're shattering the glass ceiling.
Great pass up in the air. Touchdown.
All of the women role models that we look up to are all women who did things that were not expected.
They realize they're pioneers. They realize that the trail that they leave is going to be a path that a young girl can follow.
It gives you hope. They believe in themselves, I believe in them, and Franco believes in all of us, so it just goes with the territory.
One team!
the quiet moments before dawn, champions are made. Every fan, every athlete, every moment counts. It's not just a game, it's a passion that unites us, drives us, and makes us strive for greatness. Greatness is wherever fans connect and call home. We believe in the power of the community. We believe in turning passion into action. We bring fans closer and transform loyalty into unforgettable experiences. Join us. Make every moment matter. Fan Club. Get your fans in the game.
This group right here, all around, is football. We're all football players. Y'all are football players, okay?
Down. Good. Contiola's going to go straight ahead. Got a receiver caught. Touchdown. They're back by hand. What a catch. Houdini acts. Sideline. She works another tackle. There's now one for
You know the moments, the feeling in your feet, the rhythm of ambition, that extra, that aha, that sight.
That's something.
The click, the shift, the boom, and you're there. The mess becomes a map, and you call it art, or science, or code, because now you know the way forward. For all the moments that drive you, there's edX. Fuel your ambition with thousands of job-relevant courses and programs at edX.org.
Yo, Jay, what you say?
And as we can see, the future of technology is with us. You might be thinking, Doc, this is truly amazing. And we got.
Hey, is the projector ready? Come on, time for a team meeting.
You know the moments, the feeling in your feet, the rhythm of ambition, that extra, that aha, that sight.
That's something.
The click, the shift, the boom, and you're there. The mess becomes a map, and you call it art, or science, or code, because now you know the way forward. For all the moments that drive you, there's edX. Fuel your ambition with thousands of job-relevant courses and programs at edX.org.
Yeah, that's exciting. It seems like it's going to be a good partnership. Hopefully we fill the stands and all our home games will be great.
I mean, it's huge. It's huge for our sport and the level that we're playing. You don't often get to play on college fields. So giving us that experience, it also just shows that people are noticing. It's growing our sport as a whole, and very thankful for Hamlin for even giving us the opportunity.
I'm super excited. I mean, this is where you get to play at a college stadium at the end of the day, and that's something that I could have never imagined as a little girl. So being able to play at Hamlin University is incredibly exciting.
I love it. It really, I think, is going to elevate not only our team, but our sport. The fact that we're at a college venue that's, you know, a nice, well-known venue, I think it really elevates the sport. And that's what we need to keep doing in order to get more visibility and better sponsors. So,
I mean, I think that's huge. I think that's a huge movement for our team to be able to say that we're playing at a college now instead of just a high school. I think it's that movement that we're looking towards to keep making the sport bigger and more known. So.
I'm so happy to be here. It's so special for the person from Europe because we don't have these opportunities in Europe. So it was a big step for me to play in America, especially in WFA, and especially with this team. In that this team is so special for me. I never been part of this this kind of team. This team has special place in my heart from the first day. So it's an honor to be part of this team.
LFG 2026. Shout out to James.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, have fun. Wow. Oh, Amber's still playing.
Linebacker number 51, Paige Conti. Defensive line number 54, Captain Kaylee Davison. Offensive line number 55, Carolyn Carlson. Linebacker number 58, Jerry Frugo. Linebacker number 59, Jess Bartell. Offensive line number 60, Nicole Anderson. Defensive end number 61, Morgan Petticoat. Linebacker number 62, Sarah Rolston. Offensive line number 63, Michelle Beresco. Running back number 83, Shai Grove.
Oh.
She's on IR though. No, she's not on IR.
I was gonna say, I've tried to pay attention to who's not dressed and mark them off. 20. Vermeulen? She's still playing?
Yeah.
She's out though.
Game of the week here in week number 2 of the 2026 season on the road to Canton for a national championship. I'm Brian Sweeney and I'm joined tonight with Dr. Berg. And Berg, the Vixen did something last weekend that many Vixen fans have not seen in their lifetime. And for many of these rookies and even the sophomore year players, it's a first. They went into St. Louis last weekend and took the win. Your thoughts on that?
I was so surprised, Brian. I mean, you just don't go to St. Louis on their turf and beat them. As soon as I heard, I was thinking, wow, we've got to have a special year this year for the Vixen if they're pulling that off right out of the gate.
Yeah, and the Vixen are at the center of the field right now with the Mile High Blaze, who came in yesterday, and I checked with a couple of their players to make sure they did not fly Spirit Airlines after what we saw happen. And coin toss going on now as our referee, Tyler Downs, gets set to flip the coin, and we'll find out how Minnesota is going to start their homestands.
You know, Brian, you see 5 captains out here for the Vixen, and we have an honorary game day captain, I'm told, number 69. Otherwise, we have our 4 standard captains, but Marissa Kinsey apparently doing a great job this season holding on the O-line. Not literally holding, though.
And one thing that's great to see, too, is, Minnesota Vixen is the longest continuously running women's tackle football team in the nation. We have a female official on the field with us tonight as well, and that is Carolyn Dirksen, our center judge. Looking at the rest of our officiating crew tonight, we already mentioned referee is Tyler Downs, our headline judge is Brett Huffendick, our line judge is Tom Schiller, back judge is Rick DeGardner, and then as stated, center judge is Carolyn Dirksen. And it's a beautiful night for the Vixen to kick off this season as well. 66 degrees. What more could you ask for as we're just under 3 minutes away from kicking this thing off?
I mean, I was having a great day, enjoying this weather, getting some gardening done. But what I love about the temperature here, especially as it drops, is having played
on some of these days, you don't feel like you're dying at 66 to 61 degrees as the night goes on. I mean, you're not pouring out sweat. We also have a little cloud coverage, which helps keep the turf cool, because those tar-based beads that help build the turf and give it its bounciness, more similar to ground. Oh, I'm telling you, that gets hot in the summertime and under the heat of the sun. So this is just ideal conditions tonight for a game of football.
And it's a new field for the Vixen this year. Coming into Hamlin University here at Kloss Field, we look out our window here in the press box and we see the Minnesota State Fairgrounds off to the west. And if you look far enough to the east, you'll see downtown St. Paul as well. And it's going to be great. And it looks like Minnesota won the coin toss. They've elected to defer, so they will be kicking it off to the Mile High Blaze to get their home game going here in 2026. And both these teams won last weekend. Mile High over the Rocky Mountain Thundercats, a defensive battle that they came away with a 7-0 victory. Minnesota Vixen, as we stated, went down to St. Louis, and they came home with a 24-7 victory. Those only points being off a pick six that Aaron Kelly threw in that first quarter. Offense kept St. Louis out of the end zone, something that I don't think any team has done.
You mean the defense for the Vixen?
Thank you.
Well, and special teams had a good night as well. And I have heard from multiple folks on the insider area here that special teams has been very impressive this year, both kicking and returning. So I'm excited to see them come out hard. This is an aggressive team comparatively throughout the years, and objectively speaking, this roster for the Vixen is coming out physical.
And speaking of special teams, Michaela Duraskova gets ready to kick things off, and the ball is in the air.
Shabam.
This one's going to be fielded at the goal line by Tony Triplett for the Blaze. She cuts up through the middle, escapes a few tackles, and then she's jumped on the back by Caitlin Hove, and Caitlin Hove pulls her down. So Mile High is going to have their first possession. 1st and 10 from about the 25-yard line. We'll see where the officials put the ball down.
I'm getting goosebumps, Brian. It's like, first season of the game, the home opener. Kickoff is going, and we've got the defense taking the field. You see 96 Red Bryant, one of the OGs, on the very first Vixen roster, going out there and leading that defense, show them what's up, hit it out of the gate, punch them in the mouth, and welcome to Minnesota.
And a good crowd on hand here as well to see this kickoff and this game this evening. Nobody was late getting to the field here at Kloss Field tonight. Number 17, your quarterback for the Mile High Blaze, Adrienne Chazal, gets ready to take the snap. Snap is up. She hands it off to the running back. That's Tony Triplett on the right-hand side. She's going to lose a couple yards as she's taken down there in the backfield by Minnesota's Alicia Noble.
You know what? Strong runner, I can tell already. Yeah, there's a loss of a couple of yards, but we had two inside linebackers blitzing. Here you see number 30 coming in through a gap and had that initial contact. Could have had it in the backfield. The running back just sheds her off. So, while this is a loss here, I think we're going to have to watch some of these matchups.
So it's a loss of one officially on the play. Going to make it 2nd down and 11 for the Blaze, wearing their road white uniforms, white tops, white bottoms, moving right to left across your screen. This time the snap is up, and she's going to be taken down the backfield. It's a fumble recovery by Minnesota. That ball is jumped on by Kaylee Damison. Minnesota football.
What a great moment for one of their captains. Just a really solid human being as well. Love to see someone who has helped the team so much do great work right off the bat.
And what a great job there. Damison with the recovery of that ball after the quarterback was knocked down by Britt Peterson, who came over from the Nebraska Pride to join Minnesota this season. Minnesota 1st and goal from the Blaze 9-yard line.
Well, that's not too far to get down there. I think that O-line could run it in themselves there from that far away. 8 yards.
Yeah, official spot is the 8-yard line. as quarterback Erin Kelly waits the snap. She takes the snap, hands it off. Ball runs up the middle. She's going to run into some players reaching out. Going to be taken down at the 1 yard line, and that's
Paige Kuplik with the carry, and I could tell the Blaze were trying to knock that ball out.
Kuplik's one of those players, too, that if you don't stop her behind the line of scrimmage, once she gets her momentum going, she is hard to stop. So 2nd down and goal for Minnesota. Kuplik behind Kelly. Kelly, low snap, hands it off to Kuplik. Kuplik runs into a wall of Blaze players, and she's met very quickly that time by Triplet of Mile High, and she's taken down. Loss of 1 on the play, brings up 3rd down.
Loss of a helmet here, so Kuplik's going to come off, and we'll try a different method with a different running back.
Tiffany Wright checks in for Minnesota. Another new player from Minnesota this year. Ironically enough, Tiffany and I both work for General Motors. She works.
No kidding.
Our district representative introduced us at my dealership that I work at, and we knew who each other was right away. So Wright stands behind Kelly. This time it's a little pitch on the left-hand side and into the end zone.
Jackie Radcliffe, everybody.
What a touchdown, a little trickery. Everyone thought it was going to Wright, myself included. But Radford goes onto the left-hand side and gets around the Blaze defensive line, puts Minnesota up by 6 early. So Minnesota lining up for the point after attempt. Lundberg to hold. It's a bad snap. This one's got to be picked off. Throws up in the air.
You know, that's not an interception you actually want to catch.
So Duraskova made the best of a bad situation there, but Minnesota, with 12:47 remaining in the first quarter, jumps out to an early lead. Over the Mile High Blaze, 6-0.
Getting out some jitters. First quarter jitters. First time the extra point team is out there.
Well, we talked about how both these teams are 1-0 after the victories last weekend. The last season, both of these teams ended 3-3 as well, with Minnesota losing in the 2nd round of the playoffs. Minnesota losing in the 2nd round of the playoffs, and Mile High losing in the 1st round of the playoffs. Teams themselves haven't played each other since 2023 when the Mile High came to Minnesota in the playoffs themselves.
Right, the game in North St. Paul. Before
that scoring drive was 3 plays covering 8 yards, took 1 minute and 11 seconds off of the clock. John Sands and Alex Wested with that information for us.
Working the stats. Those are quick stats right at our desk. This is impressive, you guys.
So just like that, 12:47 remaining here. Minnesota ready to kick it off again. This is an end-over-end kick. This one's going to go into the end zone for the touchback.
They'll see it out to the end zone.
So Triplet decides to let this one go back. Mile High. Looking elsewhere around the league, a couple pro games going on right now. DC Divas are up over the Baltimore Nighthawks 28-6. Pittsburgh up over Tampa Bay 28-0. So a lot of action happening here in week 2 of the WFA 2026 season. With Dr. Berg, I'm Brian Sweeney, and we thank you for joining us on the Women's Football Alliance Game of the Week.
Let's see what this offense throws out. A couple run plays to start off with and see if the Blaze can find some variety.
This time snap is up.
Outside run. Well covered.
Left-hand side. New quarterback from Mile High Blaze this time was Kimberly Sansoven.
Paige Condi really followed that run well. When the running back did a little stutter step, Connie stopped as well, just tracked downhill. Great work, good footwork.
Gain of 2 on the play, make it 2nd down and 8 for the Mile High.
You know, I'm thinking with this Vixen D-line that they're not in a hurry to run it up the gut. And I'm not sure how far it's going to get. As you can see, Red Bryant getting contact behind the line of scrimmage, and then 4 more Vixen players right there to make the tackle.
And a great job by Schweitzer, Augusta Schweitzer from Minnesota, holding on to that running back and getting that tackle taken down. And if you look at the replay there, Minnesota was calling for a flag. They thought they might have saw a false start, but it did push them back, so it's 3rd down and 10 for the Mile High with 11:37 remaining.
Schweitzer has been a very strong player for the Vixen and the interior D-line, working well with all the stunts and side by side with Red. Versatility and speed. Great to see how well they're bringing some aggression to the game. Oh, tipped by captain Megan Dixon. Had a strong hand on it, breaking up that longer pass, which we haven't seen so far this game.
So it is going to bring up 4th down and 10 for Mile High, and it looks like they're bringing out the kicking team.
Dixon does a great job of reading the quarterback's eyes and dropping into that space as soon as she sees that that's where they're going with the pass.
Mile High checks the side, still short a player. Somebody running in.
You know, some of these special teams, they get fewer reps, and you know, you've got people trading in and out with injuries, so it's not uncommon to see some of these special teams groups kind of, oh, hey, we're missing someone, or hey, we have too many. You know,
That's a nice little punt picked up by Britt Peterson. Peterson has a hole on the right-hand side, running up the sideline, and that's a good return for Peterson as she's pushed out of bounds on the Blaze side of the field at around the 37-yard line.
Quite a smooth return run, and I'm not surprised. Peterson's an athlete. I remember playing against them when I was still on the field, and you know, they make everything look easy.
Yeah, Peterson, one of 2 great pickups by Minnesota. I shouldn't say one of 2 great pickups. The 2 pickups that they picked up from the state of Nebraska.
Specifically from Nebraska.
However, there was a number of great pickups that Minnesota Vixen rostered this season. So Erin Kelly with her 2nd set of downs for the game. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. She's going to look to her left. She's going to throw it across the middle. And this one was incomplete. Our intended receiver was Shy Rhodes, and that one was almost intercepted by Whately.
That was some tight quarters to be throwing into. So I mean, that's a tough needle to thread.
Yeah, you look here on the replay, that was...
Aye.
Sorry, not Rhodes, that was Reed, excuse me. I'm going to use your excuse like we gave the special teams. I haven't had many repetitions yet this season.
It's early in the season. It's getting later in the evening.
All right, we got free play for Minnesota here. They're going to let this one go. Kelly's just going to air this out. But we're going to hear from Tyler Downs for the first time this evening.
Tell us what's going on, Tyler.
It should be either an encroachment. Offsides
there we
on
go.
Mile High, so.
Makes you wonder what they're doing for counts there on the old line and with QB Erin Kelly.
Well, if you think back to last season, Kelly was great with the hard counts. More often than not, when it was 3rd and short, she was able to get the defensive team to jump off sides and pick up the 1st down on penalties, so she didn't even necessarily have to take the snap. So 2nd down and 5 here for the Vixen. High snap. Kelly not ready for it. She's got to run back. She's just going to have to cover that one up.
Yeah.
Big loss on the play for Minnesota.
That's a smart call. Just fall on it, protect the ball.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 21 for Minnesota here. If you look there, it looks like Kelly was still fixing her mouth guard or chin strap, getting ready for that snap, but she did the right thing covering up that ball.
And Tiffany Wright in the backfield had no fewer than 5 Blaze players, 1 against 5. There's only so much someone can do in that situation.
Well, you look at Tiffany Wright last weekend, 168 total yards.
Ay caramba.
I'd be covered double teaming her as well this game. So this time the snap is off good. Kelly with a quick little pitch. This pitch is good. It's up to Mackenzie Reed. Reed on the left-hand side. She's going to pick up the yardage loss, not to mention an additional 7. Going to make it 4th and manageable for Minnesota. Going to have to see what they decide to do.
And they're doing a hurry-up call. That's smart. I like that call. Catch them off guard.
And this time it's handed to Wright. Wright with a hole up the middle. She's going to pick up the first down. Fresh set of downs for Minnesota on the legs of Tiffany Wright.
You know, it doesn't always have to be a strategic play call or something tricky to get the job done. A lot of times if you can just catch the defense on their heels, have a hurry-up play call in your pocket for exactly like situations like that, where you just need to get a couple of yards, you have it ready to go, and the defense says, wait, what just happened? You know, we didn't even hear the snap. We weren't even on the ball.
And speaking of snaps, you know, that little time there, we had our first completion of the weekend to Amanda Dvorak on the left-hand side from Aaron Kelly. Picks up another set of downs. So 1st and 10 for Minnesota from the 22. This time, Kelly goes to her left again. This time the pass is complete to Radford. Radford is met right away by some Blaze players, and the tackle's made by Tillman. But Minnesota picks up, it looks like, in a good 5 yards, so 2nd down and 5.
Coach Connor Lewis, you can see she's just rolling now. She sees, okay, that worked well, catching them off guard. And the pace.
Oh, handoff to Wright. Wright drops the ball. She falls on it before an opportunity was presented for Engeldrum from the Blaze to recover that fumble. Loss of 3 on the play. Going to make it 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, hard to see what happened on the handoff or, you know, what the error was in the backfield. You know, here I was just saying, you know, the offense significantly hurried up. And you see, you know, sometimes something like that happens when you're trying to pull the trigger faster and faster. Smaller errors more likely to occur. And okay, you know, we'll settle down now. We'll give each other time, set up this play going to the outside.
This time, Wright, the handoff is good, and she's brought down hard by the Mile High. That time, that tackle by Triplett. So Minnesota, 2nd, 4th down on this drive. They were able to convert.
And it seems like they're going to go for it on 4th. Yeah, I know that I don't think there would be much trouble getting a field goal from here with their kicker. But a lot, you know, it's early in the game. So maybe you turn the ball over here. Whatever. It's 1st quarter, plenty of time. You're already up. See what plays you can pull. See what's effective. Be strategic.
This
be
time
patient.
it's along the left-hand side. Intended for Dvorak, and that ball hits the ground, so Mile High to take over on downs. You know, I don't know, Berg, if you got an opportunity to watch last week's game, but Dvorak, in all the years I've watched her, she's been almost a guarantee. But last weekend against St. Louis and now this play right here, she doesn't have the sure hands that we've seen in the past with her. I think last weekend she dropped 4 that were thrown her way out of the 6 attempts her direction. So
well, and it could be a misconnection too, as you know, not having EK and Dvorak exactly on the same page, exactly on the same mark. You know, it takes 2 to tango, and those mistakes can happen.
So Santa Steven stays in at quarterback for Mile High. She takes the snap and hands this one off to her left-hand side, and that's Mary Ramos, the ball carrier, and she's met in the backfield by Minnesota as well. So Mile High, both possessions so far that they've had, they're moving the wrong direction down the field.
I hope they know that.
Peterson with the stop for Minnesota.
This O-line, or sorry, the D-line group, the intuitiveness of inside linebackers. I mean, the defense looks great. They're not letting anything happen right now. So it'll take some intentionality for the Blaze to put some yards up. Here they get about 5 or so.
Well, this time the Blaze goes straight up the middle, and they're able to pick up a few yards. As you stated, that's Ramos, the ball carrier, and she's able to pick up the yards lost last snap and about another 7 more, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Mile High.
3rd down and 3 for our Vixen fans. It's 3rd down. Come on.
5:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Minnesota's defense.
Blaze has a 2nd string left guard coming onto the field, 32. Baja Robinson was pretty slow to get up on that last play.
Blaze met at the line of scrimmage. Ramos, the ball carrier, she's stopped again. Jocelyn Tanner for Minnesota brings up 4th down, and
bring out the punt team.
Mile High looking to need to make some changes here. Snap is up. This time the punt is straight up in the air. It's going to be fielded cleanly.
Oh my.
Good handoff. Condi hands it off to Britt, and Britt runs up the right-hand side of the field. What a great play. Minnesota 1st and 10.
Holy smokes.
From the 16-yard line.
I mean, that looks like an offensive play.
I mean, I don't know if we got that replay ready here, but right here you can see a beautiful high punt. And Paige Condi just hands it land right in the numbers. Britt Peterson running behind, gets the ball handed to them, and they just dart up the right-hand side of the field.
And check out that block from Krista Murakami. I mean, that was just perfect timing.
So Minnesota, 1st and 10, after forcing Mile High to go 3 and out. This time, ball is thrown to the left. She's just got one person to beat. She's taken down hard. That's Eddie Halverson, the tight end for Minnesota. That gets pushed out of bounds by the Blaze, but not before she picks up another 1st down. And Minnesota is already looking at another 1st and goal.
Bam, bam, bam. Running up the middle, little traffic. Paige Kuplick.
Kuplick with the reach at the end there.
Strong runner. I will say, Blaze is doing a good job of making it difficult for the Vixen to get into the end zone on these short yardage plays.
So Archuleta for Mile High in on the stop.
We almost lost some pants there.
The 2nd and goal from the 3 for Minnesota. Kuplick behind Kelly. Radford, Lundberg to her right. Radford in motion. Looks to right. Throws it straight across the middle. Another Minnesota Vixen touchdown. This time to Halverson.
Good play call. I mean, you have the inside linebackers coming in tight and holding that line right up against their D linemen. Not sure if, there was a blitz call or not, but they were not in the space where the Vixen were running that slant route just behind the back. Great find, great call.
So Minnesota electing to go for the extra point this time after the bad snap after the last touchdown. And this one is up and good, and Duraskova increases Minnesota's lead now 13-0 with 3:26 remaining in the first quarter.
Extra point team comes off. We can see a couple of them sliding over to the kickoff team, already getting ready for that. Special teams takes a lot of heads up of, you're going from extra point to kickoff and back to this and back to that, and you got to be ready.
And Berg, you said you had an opportunity to talk to a few of the team members of Minnesota after the win last week in St. Louis here, and
yeah, some of them still talk to me. Oh yeah, I talk mostly to to Taylor Fox about the win, and interesting, pretty cool that it was the day before Taylor's birthday, so it was an extra lovely birthday gift. And it's not easy to do, to beat St. Louis on their home turfs. So Taylor said they celebrated the St. Louis win. She said, we all know that was a long time coming, but at the end of the day, this team's aspirations go well beyond one win against St. Louis. So they have been looking ahead to this game, keeping their eyes on the road to Canton, one by one.
And this time, Kuplick with the big hit all the way down the field. Naqua Barnett kind of mishandles it, but she's got a hole up the middle. She escapes a bunch of Minnesota tacklers, and she makes it all the way up to the 40-yard line before taken down by Minnesota. So Mile High with some great field position to start their third possession. However, they do have an injured player down back at the 29-yard line.
Well, let's see if we can get an eye on what happened. But the returner had great eyes for finding where those blocks were developing in front of her and finding the path through to get the most yardage. Hard to see what happened to the injured player, but we see some coaches on the field and calling over medical response staff, our physical therapists, chiropractors who have been so helpful.
It looked, I've got the replay up here and in the live game as well, and it looked non-contact. I didn't. She was kind of in a bunch of players there, and that's Mary Ramos, who we've seen carry the ball well so far today for Mile High. So hopefully she's able to get up here as the.
Yeah, she's carried at least 50% of the runs so far. But clearly a player that they need to be healthy for the rest of this game.
Yeah, so while the medical staff attends to her, that last scoring drive for Minnesota, the first scoring drive was 3 plays, 8 yards. This one was 3 plays, 16 yards. This one only took 1:08 off the scoreboard, though. So if you're Minnesota, you're firing on all cylinders right now as you're putting that ball in the end zone, getting those points up on the board. But in the same time, you got to look at it from Mile High standpoint. Your defense, they're going to get tired really fast if Minnesota's only on offense for under 90 seconds each time they have the ball.
Right. They're working hard. And as of now, they are making the Vixen work for those yards. It hasn't just been a free-for-all, and running it down their throats with no contact or no attempted tackles. So it has been eating up more of the clock, whereas this defense just shuts it down immediately, and they're off the field sucking on some water and eating a protein bar and hanging out. So yes, likewise, the Vixen offense, this is where you find out how fit you are. How well conditioned are you at this point in the season? How much do you have to step it up to prevent things like fatigue injuries that are more likely to occur the more time you're on the field?
And we can see Ramos is back up, and although walking gingerly, she is walking mostly under her own power here. So that is really good to see, because those injuries more often than not can devastate not only your season, but as you and I have talked in the past, none of these athletes are getting paid to play this game. They all have full-time jobs as well. So you hate to see somebody injured because you don't want it to affect their life outside the game as well.
Right, their livelihood and how they're paying to play. You got to work a job to have enough money to pay to play, and then you can't work because you got injured, depending on what you do. So it is nice to see her walking of her own volition and has a knee brace on. Seemed to be
1st and 10 for Mile High. This one's handed off in the backfield, and she's met in the backfield as well as Reese Peterson, the ball carrier, is taken down by Minnesota for a loss of 1 on the play. So 2nd down and 11.
They seem to be running to the left side quite a bit.
You have Caitlin Hove for the Vixen over there on Mile High's left side as well. And Caitlin, one of those players that is, I think this is her 3rd season, just a phenomenal athlete as well. So this time the snap is a little bit high. Pulled down, handed off to Reese Peterson. Peterson goes just a little bit to the left this side, but more up the middle as well before Megan Dixon takes her down for Minnesota and brings up third down.
They are in positive yardage with that run. I noticed that the left guard, number 32, that was subbed out on the last drive for the Blaze is back in at that starting position. So hopefully that means she's feeling better, staying healthy for the Blaze.
So third down and 8. 4 Mile High. Snap is up, hands it off to the right. She's going to run into a bunch of Vixen right away, gets back to the line of scrimmage as Peterson once again is the ball carrier, this time taken down by Garcia Pedro, along with so much more of the Vixen defensive line.
Samir Pedro, I mean, that was just textbook. Hold your place on the line, watch the backfield. Oh, they're coming up the gap. Break off of the block, make the tackle. Textbook, beautiful.
So Mile High is lining up like they're going to go for it on fourth down. Closest they've been to midfield so far this game, minute 16 remaining in the first quarter.
They're going for it here on fourth, because what else do you do? I mean, you've had to punt so many times.
She's going to air it to the right-hand side. This one's going to be complete, but it's not going to be enough. The pass was caught by Archuleta, but unfortunately she was not over the stick, so Minnesota once again taking over on downs.
Pass was just slow enough, just far enough outside. That receiver had to get on her knees to make the catch, couldn't stay on her feet, just wasn't the connection that they needed, and did still have a couple of defenders ready to make the tackle. So it would have been a hard, catch, turn around, beat the tackles, get the first down. It was one of their better offensive looks, though, overall. I mean, they picked up a few yards there with a throw, so maybe they're going to look at that play again down the road. We'll see what Vixen offense gets done here. Starting at the 52-ish. Kuplik in the backfield, strong runner.
So first and 10 for Minnesota from the 48. Kelly takes the snap, hands it off to Kuplik. Kuplik down to her knees, tries to run a few more yards on her knees as well, but unfortunately, Nakwa Barnett and Monique Tillman were the two Blaze on that tackle. So,
you think twice about making that tackle when you get strong arm to the head and blown backwards.
Playing NCAA rules, I mean, on her knees, she was down regardless.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
So we're in the final seconds here of the first quarter. Minnesota up 13-0 over the Mile High Blaze. Kelly hands it off to Kuplik. Kuplik, left-hand side, escapes one tackle. Her ankle slips out from another tackle.
Hey.
She keeps going downhill. She's going to pick up the lost yards and then some more. Paige Kuplik all the way to the 41-yard line. Great job by Paige there.
Strong run.
And that's the end of the first quarter here from Claus Field in St. Paul, Minnesota, where your Minnesota Vixen are leading the Mile High Blaze by a score of 13-0. We'll be back right after this.
As they come out, we'll want you to give a huge round of applause for the Minnesota Vixen flag football team. We want to thank our other flag teams here today as well, including Augsburg College, High School, Osseo High School,
I was on the video call.
Southwest High School. Thank you all for your support of the Minnesota Vixen.
Will you tell me when, we're 10 seconds before we're back?
Yeah.
What do you need? I just need to know when we're back.
There they are, fans, the Vixen flag team.
Game of the week here from Claus Field on the campus of Hamline University with Dr. Berg. I'm Brian Sweeney, and that first quarter went by fairly quickly. Minnesota up on top over the Mile High Blaze, 13-0. Minnesota driving. Kelly takes the snap, hands it off to Kuplik. Kuplik with a big hole in the middle. Gonna pick up the first down, dragging Mile High players for at least another 5 yards as Archuleta pulls her down from the backside, but Kuplik picks up another first down for Minnesota.
That's great. They got to have an answer for that at some point in time. Or, wait for Kuplik to get tired. She trots off now, and I know that the Vixen have enough talent to have some variety in the backfield as well.
So 1st and 10 for Minnesota from the 26-yard line. Radford in motion. Ball gets handed off to her. She's got a hole on the right-hand side. She escapes a tackle, escapes another ankle grab. Radford on the right-hand side, forced out of bounds by the Mile High Blaze. And that was a big hit that time by Bibbs for the Mile High Blaze that kept Radford from getting into the end zone, but they still picked up a first down.
It had to be big. I mean, you see Jackie Radford, who has some significant speed, comes around, gets the hand out to stiff arm, and then picks up the pace, kicks it in gear. She is so fast. If number one hadn't come out and made such a big hit, she would have been toast. She would have been in the infield.
So 1st and goal from Minnesota from the 6-yard line. This time, Wright gets the handoff right away, and she's met in the backfield by Triplett. Able to get past the line of scrimmage, going to pick up about a yard on the play, make it 2nd down and goal for the Vixen. So Mile High with some good penetration that time, getting through Minnesota's offensive line.
No gain on the play. It's 2nd down and goal for our Vixen.
Officially no gain on the play, 2nd and goal. Kelly waits the snap. Throws it to her left. This one is in and out of the hands of Dvorak. Dvorak with a great little route there on the left-hand side coming back. And she was in the end zone.
Well defended. I mean, that defender was all over Dvorak, physically right on her body, and pushes just enough to interrupt how Dvorak was going to bring that into her body to get another touchdown.
And that was Peterson for the Blaze on that coverage. Minnesota 3rd and goal. In the position that Radford put them in. Kelly drops back.
Plenty of time.
She's got time. She's going to keep the ball herself. She's going to reach to the end zone.
Very close.
They're going to say she was pushed out about a yard short. Archuleta
Short of the goal line by Alicia Archuleta.
on the coverage. 4th down and 1 for Minnesota. And Minnesota's been doing a great job so far today on 4th downs. They're 50%.
It's pretty good. And they're close, you got to want it more. Blaze has shown up for these plays. It looks like they'll call a timeout. Their coaches want a little time to take a look. Maybe they wanted to see the Vixen offense line up. What are they going to do?
It's going to be timeout taken by Mile High Blaze. And so far, we'll take this timeout. We'll look around the league a little bit here and see the other games that are going on. And Tampa Bay has managed to put one up on Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh still leads 35-7. And Baltimore as well has put one up on DC. DC leading 34-6.
Looks like we have an update on some of the WFA scores. Pittsburgh Passion beating Inferno 35-7. DC Divas up against the Nighthawks 34-6. And always fun to see who's watching the broadcasts on Facebook. A lot of family members making comments. Fun to see that. Family members, friends, acquaintances, people who just love to watch the WFA.
Well, and let's not forget the WFA's newest partner, Fan Club HQ and Swerve Television, which you can pick up the games on Pluto TV, and I think DirecTV's got a channel in there as well. So great to see. Kelly going to keep the ball herself, and Kelly, EK in for the TD.
That's great. I love that play. Fakes the handoff, takes it to the outside. And Mile High Blaze, they took the bait. They were watching the run. They went all in on the run. EK had plenty of space to run it in herself.
So 12:03 remaining here in the second quarter. Minnesota finding the end zone 75% of the time that they've had the ball so far today.
Extra point team is out. Beautiful right down the middle.
Once again, Duraskova puts it through the uprights. So Minnesota up 20-0 over Mile High early here in the second quarter. And Berg, it's great to see Kelly be able to stand in the backfield, realize that her receivers are all covered, and not be afraid to make that run towards the end zone herself.
That's right.
Great shot of a bunch of the coaching staff from Minnesota there. Bruce Brevitz on the sideline. Been with Minnesota, oh geez.
Bruce.
I want to say he's been here almost a decade.
19. Well, I know he was here for the COVID year, so at least 2020. This guy is responsible for some pretty funny one-liners.
You know, and the Vixen coaching staff, I mean, you look at this here, there's 18 people on their coaching staff if you count the medical staff and the trainer. So
pretty solid support.
That's quite the roster for your coaching staff. Beth Antone, Henry Bannerman, Maria Beck, Michelle Brown, Robert Bruce Brevitz, Laura Brown, General Manager Team Ownership, Britta Clark, Timothy Cornish, Adam Griffith, Adam Haig, Jen Hakama, Connor Lewis, Head Coach Extraordinaire, Tina Milkey, Erica Milburn, Alexander Paul Obier, Sean Peters, Kayla Ross, and Seth Swenson.
That was pretty good, Brian.
Got in before the kickoff.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Kuplik with another great boot. This one's going to be falling on by Mile High right at the 25-yard line. So that's where they're going to start this possession. 1st and 10 for the Blaze from the 25.
Kick had some backspin, but had good height to allow the kickoff team to get down.
They'll place the ball at the 25-yard line of the Blaze. 1st down and 10.
And puts it pretty deep. But with that amount of time, you see the kickoff team right there ready to make a tackle. I think that was Murakami that just fell on top of the returner. Was already there if the returner hadn't fallen on her own accord.
Mile High, 1st and 10 from the 25. Santa Steven in the backfield as quarterback. Running backs to both sides. Receivers flanking. Snap is high. She's going to hand it off. Met instantly in the backfield. Peterson is taken down by the Vixen.
Tackle made by C.J. Doby in the backfield.
2 in the backfield, and they had their tight end wide out. You see number 25 up against Vixen number 4, trying to make that block. And it's a little bit of a tell sign when you have your tight end so far out and it isn't like a trip situation. Because at least for me, that tells me, oh, she's here to block.
Loss of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 15. Snap is up. Looks to her left. Throws it. This one's going to be intercepted. This one's going to be ran back. An interception by Caitlin Holm. In for the Minnesota touchdown.
Hey, girl, how about that interception? Yes. Now, I did see a flag come out on that play. Looks like a personal foul call.
on Minnesota. Roughing the passer is the call right there.
We see the quarterback still down on the field. I believe that's their quarterback.
So this touchdown for Caitlin is not going to count.
Still down on the field, too. I gotta hope she's okay.
So you don't want to see that. And Santa Steven is back up on her feet. I'm not a doctor, obviously. You are.
Well, I have a doctorate. I could save your life.
That, to me, something like that, that kind of play, that kind of impact, having been on the receiving side of things like that, you know, looks like hopefully it was just the wind knocked out of the quarterback. Can't say either way, but let's hope that Santa Steven's able to get over the sideline, sit out for just a couple minutes, and then come back in and play the rest of this game. Because, you know, Mile High already on their second string quarterback here. Can't really, we don't want to see them go down any further.
Officials were all over that call. Great eyes in the backfield to pick up that, throw the flag early on whatever was going down in the backfield, that personal foul.
So as a result of the penalty, the Blaze pick up a first down, going to be 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
Mary Ramos taking the snap.
And she's going to hand it off right away to Peterson. Reese Peterson is going to be met in the backfield by just about everybody that's on the field representing Minnesota right now. The only exception is Britt Peterson that didn't get back in there on that tackle.
Oh, well, someone's got to stay home and keep an eye on the kids. So I'm guessing that Ramos is feeling better, you know, stepping in and taking over at quarterback, and clearly an athlete. She's playing on all sides of the ball and has some leadership capability as well.
Well, seeing her go down on that kick return before, it looked, you know, being a non-contact fall. Hopefully she just maybe just rolled wrong. We really don't know, but it's good to see, as you stated, that she's back on the field. So this time Ramos takes the snap, flips it out to Peterson. Peterson is hit by Peterson. So Peterson takes down Peterson for a loss on the play.
P versus P. Oh, strong tackle. High, but worked for that situation.
Yeah, kind of a low pitch there.
And that was really the only option they had in the backfield.
Blaze using their second timeout of the half. And, you know, Berg, last year you and I only had an opportunity, I believe, to work one game together.
Mm-hmm.
You had some traveling, or I don't remember.
Yeah, I was in Iceland.
That's traveling. I just personally just got back from London and Paris myself.
How was that?
Amazing.
Yeah, great.
Was not a bucket list trip, but I'm glad I did it. Makes me want to, you know, kind of go on some of these Women's Football Alliance international game trips.
Sure, why not?
I know they've got an Australia game coming up.
Okay.
I'd be willing to go there on that if you're listening, Lisa.
I was going to say, can I put in a good word for you here? Brian Sweeney would recommend.
But yeah, so I mean, it's, you know, you were in Iceland, you and I got to work the one game last year, had an absolute blast doing it.
Yeah, it was all right. No, I'm just...
That's okay. I can take it. I can take it.
I've
already learned not to read online criticism.
Oh.
Learned that
I don't even want to know.
2018. Down in Atlanta at Kennesaw Field. All right, so it's 3rd down and 14. for the Blaze. Ramos, as the quarterback, takes the snap. She drops back. She's going to throw it to her left. She's got a intended receiver. And this one was just a little bit short, intended for Barnett. Good coverage by Hove. And it's going to bring up 4th down for Mile High.
Well, that's a hard pass to make when you have someone with 2 hands right in your face. Not a whole lot of time or space to focus to get that throw off. I'm surprised it went as well as it did. And pretty strong arm there, by the way.
Well, Ramos is a player that if you look at her stats and you look at her numbers, she can play both sides of the ball, and she's strong on both sides of the ball as well. So
she's an athlete.
This is going to be a really short punt and takes a Minnesota bounce. Hit the ground at Minnesota's 49-yard line, and then it took about a 4-yard bounce back into Blaze territory. So once again, Minnesota with great field position, 9:32 remaining here in the first half.
We still have, can't see it on the camera span at right this point, but Ramos is coming off the field very slow with assistance from 2 teammates. So she might have pushed it to the max on that drive and needs a break. But defense is out now. Aaron Kelly runs the play in for the Vixen offense. Yeah, there we see.
So Minnesota 1st and 10 from the Mile High 48-yard line. Aaron Kelly waits the snap. Tiff Wright lined up behind her. And I'm a little upset that they let Tiff Wright wear my number, but what do I do? I'm not a player. This time the pass is complete to Dvorak. Dvorak escapes a tackle. She's got a good hole on the left-hand side. She's going down the line. She stops. She pauses. She's getting dragged. And she's finally tackled at the 4 mile an hour by Arcoletta for the Blaze. 1st and goal, Minnesota.
Great job, Dvorak. She's another player that once she kicks it into gear, oh, dang, watch out. She's fast. She outran those defenders.
And Wright's got the ball. And she's in for the touchdown. Tiffany Wright adds another 6 for Minnesota.
Fun times. We saw the tight end slice over on that play to make a great block, keep the middle open. So Wright can just step on into that end zone. Extra point, getting a lot of practice, a lot of reps.
Duraskova for another point after attempt.
Beautiful.
Straight up the middle. Minnesota increases their lead. 8:57 remaining in the second quarter. Minnesota 27, Mile High 0. And Berg, this is fun.
Yeah, I'm having a good time, Brian. Oh, we've got some sideline swag, a chain going on here. Number 98, Sammy Kraus is rocking it currently. Talking to Ma, a.k.a. Coach Michelle Braun. But everyone calls her Ma, as she is a team mom. She's another Vixen who was present for the very first year that the team existed and has made a significant impact on how the O-line for the Vixen has played with such quality and intentionality and strategy for the past few years, as Coach Ma has just continued to coach everyone up, make sure everyone's prepared for the game, knows what they're doing. And you can, I'm watching her right now, talking to Sammy Kraus, showing some film already, you know, here's what happened, here's what we got to do next, planning it out.
And I can remember a time back in 2017, I believe, we were in Milwaukee getting ready for a game, and I was the receiver as she was practicing her long snaps that game. So.
And you know what? I bet you didn't have to move your feet at all. Those long snaps were perfection.
Well, other than the sleet It was not a fun game to say or fun environment to say the least.
Sleety game. No, it doesn't sound like my idea of a good time. So we see on the replay a pretty low kick that number 20 just kind of gathers and picks up, tries to make a little bit of a run, but those special teams, I'm telling you, they are looking good, especially this kickoff team.
You know, I'm looking out the window here too, and these stands, they're, I would say they're about 80 to 90% full tonight too. Is a perfect night to watch the Vixen kick off the 2026 campaign. So snap is up and tackled right away in the backfield. Peterson had nowhere to go, and Minnesota is on her and just takes her down quickly. That was Paige Condi for the Vixen in there on that tackle, and 6-yard loss on the play. Once again, Mile High going the wrong direction.
Oh gosh. The fans are having a good time. You can tell a lot of cheers and claps, kids with flags and temporary tattoos.
Corn dog companies here.
The corn dogs, that's right. Maybe I'll get a halftime corn dog.
So 2nd down and about 14. Pass. Gonna be tipped, gonna be bobbled, gonna hit the ground. At that time, Whitehead was the intended receiver, and Bostic on great coverage there. The two of them juggling back and forth before the ball hit the ground, and Bostic says, I should have had that.
Yeah, she knows it too.
Candace with a great season last year. Good to see them back playing again this year as well for Minnesota. And 3rd down and 14. Mile High looking to convert their first down of the game that was not caused by a Minnesota penalty, and they're going to use their 3rd and final timeout here as they did not like the way Minnesota was lining up.
Might as well keep it collected, have a plan. Oh, here the announcer's talking about the treats as well.
Everyone likes corn dogs.
Everyone loves a good corn dog.
So, Burke.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're going to ask me.
Team corn dog or team Prono Pup?
I knew what you were going to ask me. You know what? I'm corn dog. Yep.
Corn dog's the way to go.
I got to say it. I like the corn dogs.
All Prono Pup is a pancake with a hot dog in the middle.
It is kind of nice getting the State Fair view in the background. I can see the Coliseum.
Yeah, this fair starts usually right around my birthday every year. I can't read the sign from here on the grandstand right now.
Well, happy early birthday.
Oh, we got months. It's only May.
August. So is it August or September? I mean,
August.
Okay.
Ironically enough, the year I turned 21, it started on my birthday.
Oh.
Perfect. So Mile High, 3rd down and 14. Snap is up. Pass to her left, and this one almost in the hands of Britt Peterson.
Great read. Great read by Peterson at safety. Knew exactly where the QB was going with that ball, and it's very close to picking it off.
So in the last 2 plays, we've seen Bostic shaking their head and Peterson shaking their head. Both wanting to get that interception like we saw Caitlin get, although Caitlin's didn't count. They want to get theirs, and they want theirs to count. So
I'll say Paige Condi was all over that coverage too. You know, if Peterson hadn't been there for whatever reason, the coverage was there. All right, let's see how this punt goes.
Mile High set to punt again. High snap. She pulls it down. Much better punt than last time, although it goes out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So Minnesota starting on Mile High's half of the field once again with 7:45 remaining in the first half.
You got to imagine that the Blaze are getting a little tired at this point, maybe slightly dejected when you look at the scoreboard. And they are doing some things well. some of it's inconsistent. You gotta clean up a couple of fine-tune some points. But there are a lot of things going well for them, and road games they're difficult.
Road games are tough.
Ooh.
Great quick pass up the middle. This one complete for Minnesota.
What
and
a
that's
slant.
Radford that pulls that one in. She's going to get a quick 5 on the play.
Yeah, great slant.
And ignore the down marker on the far side of the field because that was this is only second down.
Someone's quick to pull the trigger on the down marker. Or maybe just not looking at it. Oh, I think they see it. There we go.
So second down. This time, quick little shovel off to Reed. Reed escapes a couple tackles, and she's going to get pushed forward by Radford and by Dvorak. Pushed just enough to pick up a first down for Minnesota.
All right, let's detach everyone from the pile now. Everyone comes up safely. Yeah, Mackenzie Reed's had some good looks. Clearly an asset and a tool on this offense. Dvorak and Jackie Radford on the near side.
So Kuplik, big hole up the middle. She's going to drag a player with her. And every time we see Paige running, she's got a Blaze player on her back, and this time was Engeldrum that was hanging on for life to Kuplik. But Kuplik's able to pick up 7 yards and make it 2nd and 3.
Yeah, a lot of dragging people, and then what ends up happening is I swear those pants are coming down one of these times. I see Kuplik going over to the sideline, yanking them back up. Well, you're making people hold on for so long.
So one other pro game going to be starting a little bit later this evening as the last year's Division II champion Salt Lake Wildcats will be playing the Rocky Mountain Thundercats, the same Thundercats that Mile High picked up the victory over last weekend. Kelly, wide open receiver on her right-hand side. Radford pulls it in. It's another first down for Minnesota, this time 1st and 10 from their 12. Triplet in on the stop.
Yeah, Triplet's been busy. They are in on almost all the plays that Blaze is making. They're right there, ready to go.
Aaron Kelly.
Being Aaron Kelly.
Runs to the sideline every play. Talks to head coach.
Getting that jog in. Clearing out the lymphatic system.
So this time, Kelly drops back. She's going to throw it to her left. She's got Radford in the end zone, and Radford pulls it in for her 2nd touchdown of the game.
Lovely. Tiny little victory dance. Unfortunately, some people in the way. I couldn't get a good look at it, but you know Jackie loves that, making that catch in the corner. Big touchdown catch. Oh, that's just fun to watch. CEK, Jackie connect on those passes. I mean, she just had time to just pull it out from the air and then.
And Tiff Wright running a great little distraction on the right-hand side there as well. So Draskova, point after up.
Boopity boop.
And this time was no good. Just a little bit to the right. And here we look at this replay again. We had Wright in the back right corner of the end zone and Radford in the back left corner of the end zone. And Kelly also had Dvorak in the near side of the end zone there.
All 3 receivers were going to the outside sideline area. So then it's just checking down.
That time our scoring drive was 5 plays, 42 yards. 3 times what we're used to seeing Minnesota take off the clock, with 3:01 taken off on that scoring drive this time. And Radford 1 touchdown last weekend in week 1, 2 touchdowns so far this weekend in week 2, and she's on pace.
Putting up the stats, racking up the points, having a great time.
Aaron Kelly last season with 12 touchdowns in the regular season and 3 interceptions, and She's on pace to have do better than that this season. This time, the return coming up straight up the center of the field for the Blaze is Emily O'Brien, and O'Brien almost has the ball stripped away from her by Minnesota, but she's able to hold on to it before she's taken down at about the 41-yard line. So Mile High, close to midfield, need to figure something out, though, on this possession.
It was an excellent return. A solid catch. Got about 20 yards after the fact. Found the blockers. What they need is to be able to score off of that. I mean, that was beautiful.
So Santa Stephen back in as quarterback for the Mile High. First and 10 from their 43. Quick little pass up the middle. This one's going to fall incomplete. Intended receiver was Chloe Lund.
Chloe Long and rocking the orange. I like it.
As much as I like the red and black that Minnesota has, I like teams that go with some more unique colors. You've got the orange here, and Cincinnati Cougars also have orange. You know, throw some of those unique colors out there. You got some teals across the league as well.
Yeah, I like orange too. Okay, if you were gonna choose your team color, Sweeney, what would it be? Be specific.
Be specific. Varsity gold.
That is specific. Okay, all right. So Notre Dame?
No, maroon. Would it be maroon and gold?
Okay, all right. Maroon and gold. Oh,
but
I
notice I gave you the exact maroon, the exact gold shade.
Yeah, you were very specific.
All right, so 3rd down and 7 for the Blaze. Closest they've been to midfield yet, looking to convert.
Ooh.
And they might have done it. We'll see. We'll see.
That's the kind of creativity they're going to need to come up with. Now we see the Vixen defense is saying, oh, it's them, oh, it's them, it's false start.
Going to be encroachment on Minnesota. So Mile High, it's not going to be enough for the first down, but it's going to put them past midfield. So
they needed that.
They needed that, and it's going to make it 3rd and manageable.
I say do it again. If, you know, not necessarily on this snap, but on future drives. You know, when you're struggling to move the ball down the field, give yourself a solid chance and switch it up with that kind of calling.
And I think they did it again. Back-to-back plays. Santa Stephen is able with her hard count to get Minnesota to jump early, and this time it's going to pick up the first down for Mile High as they are moving through Minnesota territory.
Well, wouldn't you know? You know, and I want to say, you're doing a hard count here, but it takes everyone else on the offense not to jump as well. And I cannot say that I didn't jump every time we had a hard count.
Santa Stephen escapes one tackle. She's got somebody coming. She gets hit right away. Ball pops out. She gets hit hard.
Jocelyn Tanner with the boom.
Looking to see.
Defense are coming off. So they've officially called a turnover, but we do have a Blaze player on the ground.
Look if we can see who actually recovered this. Tanner hits her hard.
And I believe that's the player that is still currently laying down on the field. Hard to see, a lot of traffic.
I don't know if we can see that, maybe that replay one more time.
Offense takes a respectful kneel, giving Blaze the time to recover and adjust their roster if needed, or adjust who's out on the field. I see number 88, Edie Halverson, newer player, has shown a lot of potential so far this season. And we're clapping it out happy to see this player rise to her feet.
So Kojo and Kelly, plenty of time to figure out what they're going to do, and 3:15 remaining in the first half. Minnesota up over Mile High, 33-0, as the sun starts to set here on Kloss Field, the campus of Hamline University in St. Paul, Minnesota. Still 65 degrees out. A beautiful first weekend of May here in Minnesota. With Dr. Berg, I'm Brian Sweeney. And we're glad that Sam Nancy Sams is enjoying the broadcast so far.
Samancy.
Sam Nancy.
Oh, there's another N in there. That's fun. Sam Nancy. Do you think it's two people on the same account? The Sams?
Could be. Minnesota, first and 10. Kelly takes the snap. She's going to throw it. This time it's going to be completed to Ray Jefferson. Jefferson escapes a couple tackles. She gives a great stiff arm. She's being dragged. We do have a flag at midfield. But
Wow. Okay, great run. I'm guessing that's a holding call down in the backfield.
Jefferson with a great run and an even better stiff arm there. That's going to be an illegal block by Minnesota. Going to push them back. And Bibbs for Mile High was the recipient of that stiff arm, but Minnesota replays the down, but not after losing 10 yards on the play, so it's going to be first down and 20 as the clock winds.
And you know, if the Vixens score on this, it's really more of a bonus. It's a long field to trot down, and you know, they've got trips right, the outside, so they might be going long, they might try and chug it down. We got a whistle.
It's going to be back-to-back penalties on Minnesota. This time it's a full start.
Ay, Dios mío, time to back up some more.
False start penalty on the Vixen, number 69, Marissa McKenzie.
McKenzie has been such a solid player for this O-line. I mean, it's not hard to get a false start call. It happens to everyone on the O-line at some point.
So first, and more feet than I want to walk.
Oh, come on, Brian. It's such nice weather.
That's fair.
We can go for a walk together.
So Wright lines up behind Kelly. Kelly has two receivers to her left, two receivers to her right. She drops back. She's going to throw it to her right to an open receiver.
Whoa,
this one is in and out of the hands of Dvorak.
Ah, bummer, dude.
And Dvorak, I hate to say it, but it's 2 weeks in a row that we're just not, I don't know, needs better gloves? New gloves, maybe?
Well, maybe it's the eyes, you know, seeing the ball all the way in. It's hard to tell. The O-line, gosh, that was some good pass pro. We had one person coming in at the last minute, but the center of the O-line, Center Taylor Fox, some good pass pro coverage.
So this brings us to the 2-minute timeout, a rule implemented by the NCAA in the 2 years ago. So the WFA implemented it starting last season, this season as well. Officially 1:56 on the clock. Minnesota up 33 over Mile High, who has 0. And you look at Coach Connor Joe Lewis there, and you know, it wasn't too long ago Connor Joe Lewis was on a coaching, I don't remember the official name of it, with the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
Where she got to be part of that coaching staff, and I look here and I see the Baltimore Nighthawks of the WFA are trailing the DC Divas 41-6, but tells you a lot about a coach at any level, whether it's high school, college, or in this case, women's professional, where you have that opportunity where the NFL pulls you up. And the WFA has such a great relationship with the NFL Alumni Association, obviously with the championship game being held in Canton, Ohio every year at the at the Pro Football Hall of Fame as well. So Flags on the play this time. Pass is dumped off quickly to Halverson. Halverson runs up the left-hand side, steps out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. Wait to see what this penalty is.
I think it was another false start. Oh, yeah, Connor Jo Lewis, a.k.a. Kojo. She's a student. She's a student of this game. She's a student of Australian tackle football. She's a student of whatever she does, because whatever she does, she wants to be the best at it. And more times than not, she ends up being the best at it. That work ethic is an important part of her success.
It is going to be offsides by the Blaze. So Minnesota is going to get 5 yards back. So now we're 2nd and 20 instead of 2nd and 25.
You think this first down is ever going to come? With the penalties, we're just keep on going. I just keep dreaming about that corn dog, Sweeney.
I'm sorry. Kelly being chased in the backfield. She's almost put out, and this one is intercepted by Mile High. That's Triplet with the interception. Triplet in for the touchdown. Blaze on the scoreboard.
Well, we know she's been hungry for that all game. She's been in on every single big play, and there makes it happen, brings it all the way for a pick six. Wow, that's got to feel good.
Kelly being chased, and I don't know if she threw the ball prematurely, but Nia Waitley was chasing her down, and
Yeah, she was trying to find Tiffany Wright. Oh man, they were just so close to each other, and Triplet was ready. She was ready for it.
And we've talked a lot all game on how much we've mentioned Triplet's name and how well they're playing this game, and they're rewarded this time with the pick six.
It's a testament to don't quit. And just because you don't get the play that you want, just because you don't make the play in the way that you want it to be, you don't quit, because then something like that happens.
So a stat that you never really want to talk about is the fact that 2 weeks in a row now, EK has thrown a pick six. She did it in the first quarter last week against St. Louis, and now she's done it here in the second quarter this week against the Mile High. And although she's putting up good numbers herself, getting her team into the end zone, Radford with 3 touchdowns so far this season, Tiffany Wright with a touchdown so far this year, you can't play that game where you're giving up points. You know, allow your defense to stop the other team. Your offense shouldn't be having to chase that defender with the ball.
We got some more time here for some patty cake and chit chat.
Minnesota used their first timeout of the half.
I love this song. I don't know if people can hear the song on the broadcast, but I'm getting my moves going.
It was in my workout mix.
Oh, what are you doing for a workout, Sweeney?
12-ounce curls.
What?
That's how much a beer weighs.
Oh my gosh.
All right, snap is down, kick is up, and it's good. So Mile High Blaze, after a Triplet's interception for a touchdown, manages to put up the extra point and closing the gap on Minnesota now, 33-7, with 1:37 remaining here in the first half.
Man, you hate to go into the locker room at halftime with a big old goose egg on the board. That's a morale booster. That's a moment of, okay, we can do this. We can put points up there. We're going to get creative. We're going to figure out how to do it. Otherwise, that's a tough locker room to be in at half. And now we see the kick return team. All right, specials.
Yeah, as the game was going, we might not have seen them to the start of the second half as Minnesota deferred at the beginning of the game. But after Mile High manages to get one in the end zone,
Coach Tuna Milky, a.k.a. Tina Milky, shouting out some directions from the sideline, making sure everyone's on the right yard line that they need to be, and still actively yelling as the kick's about to occur. She knows her stuff. She knows what needs to be done. She has that kind of brain that's like project manager, has all the details.
Kick. Nice kick.
Ooh.
Over the head of
Oh.
Wright, and this one's going to go into the end zone, so.
Melanie Archuletta's kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Good kick.
First down and 10 for our Vixen from their own 25-yard line.
All right, they're starting pretty far back this time around.
So this might just be what Mile High needed right now. You've got the momentum, the pendulum has swung in your favor. You get the touchdown, you get the extra point, you have a great kickoff. You got Minnesota starting further back than they have all game.
So what do you think, Sweeney? What would you call here?
I would hand off to Tiffany Wright. She had a good run game last game. But there's a reason I don't coach.
Okay, I'm going to take the long shot, and if it doesn't work out, take a knee and in the half.
Well, considering I don't see Wright on the field, I know that that's not going to happen.
Okay.
So Radford with the ball. Gets a good block, cuts back to her left, gives a little stiff arm. She's pulled out of the bounds, but she makes it all the way up to the 41-yard line before she's pulled out of bounds by Archuleta for the Mile High Blaze. Minnesota, first down.
Bootleg run coming out of the back. That's the great thing about that play with Jackie Radford is, again, the speed. So as soon as she gets the ball, she's already in her running stride. She's already has some of the speed built up and can make those quick cuts as well.
Minnesota, fresh set of downs, first and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Minute 28 remaining here in the first half. Kelly to her right. Dvorak pulls it in. Dvorak stutter steps, gets on the right-hand side. She's going to escape another runner. She's got nobody in front of her, but she steps out of bounds. But she picks up the first down. Great catch by Amanda Dvorak. Great job moving the chains for Minnesota.
Good eye by that official to see the foot just come out of bounds. I really thought she had it. She'd stayed in bounds. Yeah, great. You know, that stutter step. Dvorak does
Quick
well
little
enough.
no
Whoa.
huddle. This time back to Dvorak again. Dvorak's going to pick up 5 more. Makes it second down and 5.
Kelly doesn't like that. She looked a little frustrated. Hard to see on the camera angle, but still doing hurry up, no huddle.
Archuleta with the tackle. We're going to have a flag.
Yeah, that's the thing about that hurry up. You got to execute it as well.
So Taylor Fox, the culprit for Minnesota with the false start. So Dvorak's pass was good for 6 yards from Kelly last time. So it's going to be second down and 9.
How do you get a false start by the center? I'm sure there's an answer to that, but
I've seen everybody but the center jump up before. I've seen that call.
Yeah, for sure. That means everyone got the wrong snap count, or the center got the wrong snap count. Everyone else moved. Okay, we got another one. You know,
Minnesota using their second timeout of the half, and just look across the league again. Tampa Bay managed to get into the end zone again, so they're closing in on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's still up, however, 49-14. And then, of course, DC still has their lead over Baltimore, 47-6. And we've got about another half hour before we see Salt Lake and Rocky Mountain kick off their game as well.
are they on Western Coast time?
Yes.
Mountain time?
I don't know if it's Pacific or Mountain, wherever they're at.
They're behind us. Love this music, Sweeney. Feel like I'm back in high school. I wasn't dancing a lot in high school, though. I'm probably dancing more now than I was then.
So second down and 9 for Minnesota. Kuplik behind Kelly. Radford to the left. Dvorak to the right. Kelly's going to throw it to her right. This time it's going to be caught, and this time it's pulled in, and that's Radford in for her 3rd touchdown of the game.
Triple DD. Okay. pulls it in, and you can tell Radford could feel where that defender was. Because right as she pulls it in, she turns to the opposite side and then just takes off. Congratulations, Jackie Radford.
So 4 touchdowns so far through 2 games for Jackie Radford. Great start to the 2026 season. Minnesota looking like they're going to go for 2 this time. If you look at that replay again, nice little spin there after she caught the ball.
She knew where that defender was. Also, Paige Kuplik on the play was kind of cracking me up because she was making the backfield block, but really she went out to find someone to block. She wasn't going to wait.
Kelly to her right, going for the 2 points. In and out of the hands of Dvorak. So
good
point
coverage.
after is unsuccessful. 49 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah, it was good
Minnesota
coverage.
up 39-7. That scoring drive went 4 plays, covering 75 yards, and took 48 seconds off of the clock.
That's all, 48.
So we had 1:09, 1:03, 3:05, and 48 seconds for those offensive possessions for Minnesota.
And thank you to our stats team. Alicia Archuleta on that coverage for the 2 points. Well done. Been saying her name a lot too.
Yeah, Triplet, Archuleta, great players on both sides of the ball for Mile High.
Ramos.
Ramos coming in as quarterback as well.
Yeah, where's she right now? Not out for kick return. Hopefully, feeling better. Hopefully, that knee is doing all right. Man, recurrent knee injuries. That's a real B.
The ball falls off the tee.
Is it windy? It doesn't look windy.
We don't have a window that opens here.
You sound a little bitter about that.
Well, I enjoy.
It's a nice night. You know what? It's a nice night. Oh, interesting spin on that.
Pops up into the hands. Gonna go up the center. Cutting back to the right. Escapes a tackle. Barnett spins to the other side. She's gonna switch to the other side of the field.
Ooh.
Barnett with about 20 yards left to right and then right to left.
Who was that on the tackle?
Hove.
Well, nice track. I tell you, returner was 20. I mean, look how far off the ball is from her body. If they can get close enough to bat that down. At some point, I thought that was going to happen because the ball was so far off her body.
So 1st and 10 for Mile High. From their 26, we'll call it. Snap is up. Hand it off to Peterson. Peterson, left-hand side of the field, runs out of bounds.
That was their tight end taking that snap.
Being chased by Kaylee Damison.
Carmen Whitehead.
Stops the clock. 31 seconds remaining after a pickup of about 4.5. We'll call it 5. 2nd down and 5.
Yards on the play before Peterson runs out of bounds. It's 2nd down and 5.
Got some fans commenting on the live stream, including a picture of one of our mascot hype person. With
This time, Peterson cuts up the middle. She's going to run into Damison.
Tackle made by Captain Kaylee Davis.
You know, I've never seen a fox in basketball shorts before. This is my first time.
Just enough for a Blaze first down.
So Blaze pick up the 1st down, clock ticking, no timeouts left for them. 13 seconds remaining here in the first half, trailing Minnesota 7-39. They get up to the line. It's going to be the last play of the half. Snap is up. Minnesota calls a timeout. Should be 1 second remaining on the clock.
Well,
See if they put 1 second back up there. That's where I looked up. No, they got 1 minute up there. I don't think it quite works that way. There we go. Alex Westhead would call that white bear math. So 1 second remaining. First and 10 for Mile High.
1 second.
Week 2 of the Women's Football Alliance 2026 season. Minnesota looking to get back to Canton, Ohio. For the first time since 2022.
Was it 22?
Or was it 23?
I think it was 23. I'm pretty sure 23 was my last year, and that was the last trip to Canton. Ooh.
This one up and over and in and out of the hands, and that's how we are going to end the first half with that pass attempt to triplet. So after 1 half of play, Minnesota up over the Mile High Blaze 39-7. For Dr. Berg, I'm Brian Sweeney. We'll see you back here for the start of the third quarter in just a little bit. Welcome to the Road to Canton Halftime Show. I'm Brian Sweeney, the voice of the Women's Football Alliance Pro Division National Championship game. I'm joined as always by Alex Westhead. Alex, big things are happening for the WFA with increased media rights. They recently announced a 3-year agreement with the All Women's Sports Network to begin airing live games next weekend, May 9th. And they extended their agreement with ESPN2 to broadcast the national championship games live from Canton, Ohio. Your thoughts on these increased media rights?
Well, the biggest thing, of course, with the media rights is that you want to have that access and you want to have visibility on one common platform. This does that, not just for this year, Brian, but for years to come. And as you continue to grow the sport of women's professional tackle football, that's what you need truly to build that time and build that accessibility to make this continually the best women's tackle football league in the world.
There were 6 Pro Division games to kick off the 2026 season. One of the newest teams at the pro level, the Cincinnati Cougars, headed into Columbus to take on the Division II Chaos. The Cougars came out fast. When the dust finally settled, the Cougars ended up beating the Chaos 52-0. The Cougars are off this week as they get back in action on May 9th when they travel to play the reigning champion, St. Louis Slam. Alex, Cincinnati faced Columbus last season when they were both Division II teams and allowed 14 points. To kick off their pro campaign, they kept the Chaos off the scoreboard.
Well, and a good job, too, by Cincinnati. The last time we saw the Cougars, they were in a tough luck loss in the opening round of last year's playoffs. So for them to be able to get that bad taste out of their mouth with this decisive win against Columbus speaks to 2 things. One, the resiliency that they have, and maybe more importantly, just how well they have recruited going into this season, knowing you're playing in a competitive, parity-filled national conference that gives them the opportunity maybe to contend for a postseason spot in their first season if they can keep this up.
The Houston Energy also opened the 2026 season on the road at the Zydeco Spice. The Energy showed plenty of that as they came away with a 28-6 victory over the Spice. The Energy are spending this weekend getting ready for their next battle as the Minnesota Vixen will come to town on May 9th. These teams last met in the opening playoff round of the 2023 season with Minnesota coming out on top 38-34. Alex, Houston plays a tough schedule this season, and they needed this early season victory.
Well, wins are good, too, and when you think about just how competitive the American Conference is this season, that extra win or 2 may be a good way for them to get a sense of just how good the Houston Energy are. When you have a 100-yard running back and a 100-yard receiver. That gives you offensive opportunity both through the air and on the ground, something that Houston hasn't truly had since their last playoff appearance. I look forward to seeing what Houston does. I think that the potential certainly is there if they can continue to run up the scores against some of the weaker spots in their schedule. Granted, there aren't many just because of how well they're playing and how well they have to play the rest of the way.
Another team that needed to start 2026 strong was the Nevada Storm. They did so by running up a 40-point lead at the half over the Division II Oregon Cougars. In the end, the final was 54-0. Nevada is set to host Salt Lake next weekend, May 9th. In 2025, when these two teams met, it was the Storm's worst showing of the season, and for the Wildcats, one of 4 games that year that they managed to put up over 60 points. Alex, in the last couple seasons, we've either seen Nevada blow out the teams or be on the receiving end of a blowout. There have been very few games that were considerably close.
Well, and just like Cincinnati that we talked about before, this is another example of a team that we needed to see a better effort from and a better result. Nevada showed that here in this contest. Last time we saw them, they lost at home to Mile High to end their 2025 season. This time, a much better result. Consistent offense against Oregon, doing a really nice job of controlling all 3 aspects of the game. And another team in the American Conference that is loaded and stacked that ran up the score and got the massive points in their favor that may prove helpful to them later on down the road.
The Cali War played host to the River City Grizzlies. This was the only pro versus Division III team of the weekend. The War put up over 40 points in the first half of this game after last season scoring more than 40 in 2/3 of their regular season games. This game was all Cali offense as they shut out the Grizzlies 65-0. The War will next play at Mile High next weekend, May 9th. Last season, when these teams met, Cali came out on top by 28 points. Alex, Cali only lost 1 regular season game last year, and that was in week 1. This year they came out to right that wrong.
Well, and that's exactly what they had to do. They had to come out and show again that the Cali War are still the Cali War. Tanya Guzman, a baller. Spidey Barrett, very much the same. On their Facebook post celebrating this, they said that this wasn't a win, this was war. But it's also important to recognize that this is a lower level opponent. This is a Division III team. You should be beating Division III teams if you have the offense that Cali has by that scoreline. To their credit, they did. The biggest knock on the Cali War has always been their schedule. This is probably the lone game that they have where you can make that argument this year. They are going to be dangerous if they can keep this up the rest of the way.
The Mile High Blaze kicked off their season by hosting the Rocky Mountain Thundercats. This was the strongest game defensively for the weekend, and nothing like the 42-point blowout when they last met in 2023. The Blaze once again got the victory, but this time the score was 7-0. Alex, last year the Blaze went 500 in the regular season. This year their schedule is tougher with both Minnesota and Cali on it.
Well, and they needed to have those games too, right? Because when you look at the Mile High Blaze, they've been on that fringe, a wild card team a year ago, but just needs that stronger strength of schedule to get them where they need to be. The biggest question I had about them, I mentioned it last week, was how would their defense respond in absence of the biggest piece that they had for many, many years. Against the Rocky Mountain Thundercats team, they responded very well. But as we know right now, the Minnesota Vixen and the Cali War, 2 different teams. Nice to get the win, but can they back it up as the rest of the season goes on?
And in the first of the 2026 games of the week, Minnesota traveled to St. Louis. These are the only 2 American Conference teams to play in Canton, and the Slam are the back-to-back champion. Minnesota scored early in the first quarter, and then on their next possession, quarterback Aaron Kelly threw a pick 6. That defensive score would be the only points the Slam would get all night, as the Vixen defense stopped the Slam's offense from finding the end zone. Final score 24-7. Alex, St. Louis had not lost a game since the championship matchup in 2023. They had not lost to Minnesota since 2022 and had not lost at home since joining the Pro Division. Minnesota went into St. Louis not having ever won on their field, and they showed not only the American Conference, but the WFA what a fun season this is going to be.
Well, and it all of a sudden opens up the door to the entirety of the West and the entirety of the East. Anybody in the Pro Division feels like they have a chance to win. When you look at Minnesota, and we've said before that at some point Minnesota was going to win in St. Louis. I didn't think it would be this year because of the skill players returning on the side of the St. Louis Slam. The problem is Minnesota controlled the offensive and defensive lines in that game. Jada Humphrey was limited up the middle. She excelled on the outside, but Minnesota did a good job of containing her on the inside in the trenches. Jamie Gall had an okay game. And that's not typical for her because she was so shut down by a Minnesota secondary that she's feasted on in the past. And when you look at this game, you can make the argument, well, St. Louis didn't have any film. You've played them 3 times a year for the last 3 years. You're playing the exact same players over and over and over again. You don't need film to prepare for this game. So Minnesota was prepared, St. Louis was not. And if I'm the St. Louis Slam, I'm looking at that second game between the two in late May, and I'm saying this has to be a vengeance game where we get back to our form, because I don't think they're going to let Minnesota walk into an American Conference Championship willy-nilly without any sort of resistance.
All right, Alex, the only difference in our picks last week is I had Minnesota, you had St. Louis. What are your picks this week? Pittsburgh at Tampa.
A close matchup between these two is expected. It has been for the last couple of years. But if Pittsburgh can stay healthy, and that's a big key for them this year, if they can stay healthy, anything's fair game for the Passion. Give me Pittsburgh in this matchup.
Baltimore at DC.
DC all the way. I think it's a good matchup for Baltimore early, but I also think it's a better matchup for DC, their first game since the national championship.
Mile High at Minnesota.
Minnesota, because Mile High goes from the frying pan and into the fire. It's a team that's fired up, but the question for Minnesota, how much of a letdown is there after that St. Louis game? I still think Minnesota wins, and pretty easily.
Rocky Mountain at Salt Lake.
Give me Salt Lake. Same kind of thing that we think about with the Salt Lake City team. They have the ability to put big numbers up, and I expect them to do this year.
Enjoy the second half of tonight's game, and we'll see you next week on the
This group right here, all around, is football. We're all football players. Y'all are football players, okay?
Down. Good. Tanciano's going to go straight ahead. Got a receiver caught. Touchdown. They're back by him. What a catch. Houdiniac. Sideline. She breaks another tackle. They've got one ready to beat.
You know the moments, the feeling in your feet, the rhythm of ambition, that extra, that aha, that sight.
That's something.
The click, the shift, the boom, and you're there. The mess becomes a map, and you call it art, or science, or code, because now you know the way forward. For all the moments that drive you, there's edX. Fuel your ambition with thousands of job-relevant courses and programs at edX.org.
In the quiet moments before dawn, champions are made. Every fan, every athlete, every moment counts. It's not just a game, it's a passion that unites us, drives us, and makes us strive for greatness. Greatness is wherever fans connect and call home. We believe in the power of the community. We believe in turning passion into action. We bring fans closer and transform loyalty into unforgettable experiences. Join us. Make every moment matter. Fan Club. Get your fans in the game.
And as we can see, the future of technology is with us. You might be thinking, Doc, this is truly amazing. And we got
Hey, is the projector ready? Come on, time for a team meeting.
Yo, Jay, what you say?
You know the moments. The feeling in your feet. The rhythm of ambition. That extra. That aha. That sight.
That's something.
The click. The shift. The boom. And you're there. The mess becomes a map. And you call it art. Or science. Or code. Because now, you know the way forward. For all the moments that drive you, there's edX. Fuel your ambition with thousands of job-relevant courses and programs at edX.org.
The game for Minnesota, technically you could say they're responsible for all the points on the board. And
Well, that's true. I mean, because the points by the Blaze were pick six. So responsibility, again, comes down to the Vixen. I mean, you could say that about any of the situations. So the Hamlin University Pipers, I didn't realize that was the mascot.
the
Okay.
Hamlin University Pipers. Yep, we're not quite sure. I don't know if it's like a Pied Piper or what, but that's the Hamlin University Pipers are who we've got. The normal college team here. They're a Division III school in the MIAC Conference, the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference.
Piper, no piping.
There you go.
That's a bakery phrase.
And for everybody that is watching on the fan club page, as opposed to watching on Swerve TV, you'll see that Dr. Berg got her corn dog.
Hey, it was delicious.
Wrecked it with ketchup.
Special delivery. What do you mean? You don't like ketchup?
No ketchup, no mustard.
Okay, whatever, man. You do you.
I'm an odd one. But I got my gummy bears, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I saw that. Seasonal as well.
Yeah,
The spring themed.
I love the Albany's Gummy Bears, a woman-owned company, if you did not know
In
that.
Indiana, how
In
about
Indiana,
that? My
that's
home
right.
state. Hoosiers.
So Minnesota won the coin toss at the beginning of the game. They elected to defer. So the Mile High Blaze will be kicking off to begin the second half of this game as the sun is starting to go down and the lights on the field have come up. And we're ready for a great second half.
We'll see the kick return team for the second time on the field. And hopefully they're all warmed up after a halftime break.
Yeah, Britt Peterson jumping around there at about the 14-yard line.
I see the train going through in the back,
Tiffany Wright on the other side. So
transporting who knows what.
So Archuleta ready to kick off.
Oh, and the
for
ball.
Mile High, and the ball once again blows off the tee, and
Maybe it's the tee. I don't know.
vibration from the train.
Hey, that could be, or the fans.
We're never going to get the Vixen fans to be
Short
quiet.
kick.
So short kick. This one's going to be picked up at the 45-yard line, picked up by Mackenzie Reed, and Reed's going to get about 7 yards before she's taken down at the 48-yard line on the Blaze side of the field. So Minnesota starting the second half, how they spent much of the first half, Dr. Berg, on the Blaze side of the field.
Yep, here they are again. Starting offense back on the field. It's hard to make substitutions for the O-line specifically because you get a bond, something specific gel going on. So, you'll see the running backs, you'll see the receivers come in and out, your tight ends, but the O-line, more often than not, they are hanging together, those five.
So Kelly takes the snap. She hands it off to Kuplik. Kuplik up to the middle. She does what she does best, and that's running over people as she picks up a first down at the Mile High Blaze 27-yard line.
Oh, nice pull by Amy Shaver on the O-line for that play to create space for Kuplik. Also, what a phrase. Doing what she does best, running people over. I mean, can we put that on her tombstone or something? She died.
Erin Kelly throws a quick one to the left to Amanda Dvorak. Falls incomplete as we take another look at the Kuplik's run, the play before this. And once, I've said it before, once Paige gets going, it is hard to bring her down. And she's just got such muscle behind her momentum. Erin Kelly gets the call from Kojo.
Little jog.
Kuplik behind Kelly. Lundberg to her right. Hand off to Kuplik. Kuplik gets a good block up the middle. Cubs escapes, spins from a tackle. She's going to pick up another first down. Barnett in on the stop for Mile High, but once again, Paige picks up a first down for Minnesota, and Minnesota's in familiar territory as they're first and goal already.
No huddle. This is an evening of conditioning as well as a game for the offense. All these no huddle calls. I like it. I like the no huddle. I like the fact that the defense usually doesn't have enough time to make a specific play call or to anticipate and then react to how the offense shows up. It gives an advantage to an offense, and plus it reminds me of Peyton Manning, which, he's very close to my heart coming from Indiana.
So Kuplik checks out. Tiffany Wright checks in. 2nd and 9. 2nd and goal from the 9 for the Minnesota Vixen.
Yeah, Tiffany Wright has been a helpful addition to
Kelly's going to keep it. She's going to throw it. This pass is going to be complete. Good block on the left-hand side.
Oh.
She's going to reach forward.
Sam Anderson.
Anderson comes up just short.
They are so close, so close.
Barnett in on the stop. 3rd and goal. No huddle offense. This time it's handed off to Tiffany Wright. Right, straight through the middle. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Here's a replay. Just walks on in. Look at that hole. That is insane.
Great job by the Minnesota offensive line, parting the defensive line and just allowing right into the end zone.
That was the dang Red Sea being split apart. And Sanderson on the slice had a good block. These are some good reps. I mean, this is it's a long game. It can get tiring when you're on the field this much. These are some good looks for the offense and continue to gel.
Kelly hands it to Wright. Wright goes in. 2-point conversion is good. So that's scoring time that time for Minnesota. 6 plays covering 48 yards, 2 minutes and 23 seconds off of the board. And you were wondering where I was getting this information all game.
These stats guys are incredible. They're just running it down the hall to us. Here's Alex Wested putting his phone up to the glass, and here's the stats. You couldn't ask for better service here.
New stat software, not working the best, unfortunately.
We got boots on the ground here.
And we have our first final of the evening. Pittsburgh Passion defeat the Tampa Bay Inferno. Final score 56-14. Both those teams, first game of the season, so Pittsburgh at 1-0. Tampa drops to 0-2, and Minnesota will be in Tampa first weekend in June.
That sounds hot.
So Minnesota kicks it off. This ball is going to be pulled in by Barnett. Barnett up the middle. She's going to escape one, spin through another. Be taken down at the 30-yard line by Minnesota. So Mile High needs to do something here. Needs to find the end zone without taking too much time off the clock, because we've seen how fast Minnesota is able to put this ball and move the length of the field when they have to. Barnett with a little bit of a slip there as she went back for that ball. And
Great tackle. Couldn't see the number.
Penalty right away on Mile High. Not quite sure what it was, or there's some confusion.
They're back 10 yards. Perhaps some extracurricular activity.
Well, the flag was thrown way back at the Minnesota 41.
Yeah, and I saw one of the Vixen coming out very slowly, delayed, not on the defense, a special teams player slowly trotting off. So I wonder if...
So this time the snap is up and nowhere to go as Minnesota gets into that backfield. And it was Leora Bibbs, the running back, who was taken down quickly by the Vixen defense. Loss of 4 on the play brings up 3rd down and 14.
Alicia Noble on the tackle.
2nd down and 14. I have to stop looking at the down marker guy all the time.
Oh, yeah, we had a little
He changed it after I said something.
I wonder if he can hear you. Maybe he's listening to the broadcast. If you can, blink twice. Or flash the 3rd down twice.
Tipped at the line of scrimmage. This ball was tipped by Minnesota, falls incomplete.
I mean, shucks, what do you do? This defense is so solid.
Now it's 3rd down and 14.
3rd and long.
True story, Berg. I don't know if you know this or not, but
are you sure it's
public
true?
address announcer goes by Mr. Announcer Guy, and I go by Mr. Announcer Guy, but I'm MR_, and he spells out the word Mr.
The guy here right now?
Yes, on social media. Oh, hit hard at the 1 yard line. What a jump over the line that time.
Dang, Britt is not messing around.
Look at that.
Shazam. I don't know if you all can hear it at home through our headsets, but announcer, Britt Peterson absolutely annihilated.
There's not a better adjective for what happened there.
That is accurate.
I mean, I see the hurdles are in front of the grandstand here, and I think Britt must have been running those at halftime as they literally leaped over the offensive line to get to the quarterback.
We're looking at a safety score here.
So Mile High punting out of the back of their end zone.
Lee.
This one, they're going to let it roll.
They see me rolling.
It's going to be touched at the 39-yard line. So Minnesota starting with great position, 10:35 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, up over Mile High, currently 47-7. And Berg, Minnesota's already put up 47 points this evening. And we look back at last season, their highest scoring game was when they played Cali, but that was a 61-64 loss. So, yeah, They put up 61 points and lost to Cali last season. Other than that,
I think, that sounds like a very different defense.
Well, I was at that game, and it wasn't so much defense as it was just an offensive showcase between Radford, Kuplick, Spidey Barrett from Cali. It was an amazing game to be at. So,
sounds cool. Ray Jefferson on the carry that time.
Jefferson, a name we haven't spoken too much of, gets a little bit of love from the crowd. Picks up 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7. Minnesota content just to take it slow down the game. Got a 40-point lead, third quarter.
Hanging out, keeping loose.
Jefferson's behind Kelly again.
Nice movement.
Gonna hand it to Jefferson. Jefferson cuts to her left, cuts back to her right. She's got an ankle grabber and she's pulled down.
Did you see that O-line push? That was insane.
Barnett for Mile High on the tackle there. Picks up another 4 on the play. Going to be 3rd down and 2.
Look at this. The whole O-line moves at least 5 yards down, 5, 6, 7. Ay, Dios mío.
You know, and you talked about Taylor Fox earlier in the center, and to have your center keep up with the rest of the lines people as they're moving down the field, especially when, you know, you're usually the last to move even though you're snapping the ball because you have to stand up first, tallest.
Right. A lot to think about. You've got the play in your head, the snap count, get the snap off, remember your assignment,
And this
get your
time
assignment
Jefferson's
done.
the ball carrier again, going to get across that yard to gain, going to pick up a 1st down. Jefferson's going to check out, and Tiff Wright's going to check back in for Minnesota. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 for Minnesota from the Mile High 27-yard line.
You know, this is Taylor Fox's first season at center. All-American left tackle. Has been left tackle for a bit. And, yeah, now leading as a captain, still a captain, leading at center. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to remember. But, yeah, Taylor, it's not surprising me that she's blocking on par with everyone. I mean, look,
Kelly
she's
throws
running.
it to her left. She has a wide open receiver. This time it's pulled in by Lundberg. Lundberg to the left side. Lundberg in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Hey, we're getting some variety on the offense scoring now. I hear the clacker.
Look at that replay there. Lundberg, last little cut right before the end zone. Nobody left in front.
Boopity.
Goes in.
Boopity boop.
Adds their name to the score sheet for tonight.
Yeah, Taylor moving to center. I see Sammy Kraus, the left tackle position, another veteran, which is hard for me to internalize sometimes because when I was playing, Sammy was 18 years old, the youngest person on the team. Hey, how about that?
2-point conversion good for Minnesota with Halverson pulling it in.
Good look.
Minnesota up 55-7 now over the Mile High Blaze. That scoring drive, 4 plays covering 38 yards, 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Minnesota wasting no time when they have the ball. Each possession going for that end zone.
Quick.
Be sure to visit the concession area and get some treats. The Corn Dog Company and the Vikings table hamburgers and hot dogs.
Ready for another kickoff. Kuplik out for it. Seen at least 2 different kickers for kickoff so far. Yeah, I do love the little hop Kuplik has on her kickoffs.
Beautiful end over end. This one's going to go in and out of the hands of Barnett. Barnett's going to have to chase it into the end zone.
Yeah.
Thought about coming out, went in, went back out. Minnesota looking for the safety.
Officials are talking it out. Well, the fans are pretty convinced. Have a lot to say about it, as they usually do. I mean, it was not a fair catch call. They are ruling it a touchback. The fans disagree, as one would expect.
And even though I do college football in the fall as public address announcer, I'm not familiar enough with the rules as the teams play by the NCAA rules to know what the call should be there. So I'm going to give it to the officials if they called it correctly.
I don't pretend to
Huge
know.
run through the backfield. Minnesota gets in there and takes down hard.
Jerry
Peterson just gets walloped in the backfield. Just gets right in there and pulls them down.
gets off the block, and 32 immediately puts her hands to her head, like, ah, dang it.
Big loss on the play, 2nd down.
Oh, nice
Pass
catch.
complete for Mile High. She's got nobody between her. She's got
Whoa.
to run. She's to the 30. She's to the 20. Minnesota's catching fast, not going to get there. In for the touchdown for Mile High, Mulaney Archuleta.
Wow, you got to give it to Paige Condi for following through. She did not stop on the pursuit, trying to make that tackle in time, but could not catch up. Well done by the Mile High Blaze. Put another set of points on the board.
So that touchdown by Archuleta is the first defensive points that Minnesota has allowed to be scored on them this season. And it comes at 100 minutes and 4 seconds into the season.
Connor says about the preparation for this game. Connor Joe Lewis, head coach of the Vixen, says the key in the second game is to come out with the same intensity as they did for St. Louis. She said we've given our players more freedom this year and have installed plays and schemes that best fit their abilities. I'm excited for our home fans to witness the work that all of our players and coaches have put in during the offseason and preseason. And that is real sweet. And let me tell you, the preseason and the off-season work, this is when it shows up.
Well, so Minnesota's not going to be able to match the feat that they had in 2016 when they did not allow an offensive point to be put on the board. The year that they went undefeated until they lost in the national championship, but still nothing to hang your head at. You're dominating both sides of the ball so far this game, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting season to watch. Grounder rolling on back.
That one's going to jump up into the hands of Emily Salvador. Rookie player getting her first touch of the game as she gets out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So Minnesota's going to start 1st and 10 from their own 40.
The line where Salvador was stationed, so to speak, it's the line in front of the returners. It's usually folks that can block pretty well, but also have decent hands to pick up those short balls. Good place for a talented rookie. EK jogging on out.
So Minnesota 1st and 10 from their 40-yard line. Kuplick behind Kelly. Kelly takes the snap. She's going to throw it to her left. This one's going to be incomplete, in and out of the hands of Mackenzie Reed, the tight end. Going to bring up 2nd down.
Bummer. Kuplick was trying to fake the handoff. It was quite dramatic. I don't know that anyone took the bait.
We didn't.
I know I didn't.
We have a unique view from up here, though. So once again, Kuplik behind Kelly. This time, this one's tipped, but it's just going to be caught by Lundberg. Lundberg, left-hand side of the field.
Oy.
Lundberg stays in bounds, tiptoeing on the sideline. She is in. She is in for a touchdown. Her second one of the game for Lundberg. Minnesota increases their lead.
Yeah, she outran a few defenders on that.
There is a flag on the play.
Oy. What have we here?
Personal foul on Minnesota.
Oy.
So it's going to be the second touchdown for Minnesota called back today. See if we can see where it happened here.
Might have been some hands to the face action. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Right there.
I see. Turned around to make the block, and the player was already turned to the side. You know, it's a controversial call.
This is where we need the telestrator. We could have circled it. So that touchdown gets called back. Minnesota is penalized 15 yards from the point of the foul. So it's going to be 2nd down and 12.
Nice to see some players getting looks, getting catches, making plays on the ball that don't always get to do so. But when
Kelly,
you're up,
hands off to Kuplik. Kuplik, right-hand side of the field. She's got blockers in front of her. She squeezes through a window. Another window. Knocks somebody over. Kuplik is getting dragged down. She's finally pulled down by Naqua Barnett from the Blaze, but not before a Minnesota first down. And another penalty on Minnesota.
okay. Well, I think I know what the discussion topic is going to be during the next practice is some of these penalties. Now, it's hard to see what's going on. Take note of Marissa Akinzi, though, right side of the line. Her blocks made this play happen.
See, now the last play I could see where the penalty was called. This time, I don't necessarily see what happened, but
I don't know.
But there's a reason I'm not an official, right?
Yeah, likewise. It's a lot of rules, Brian.
I don't like rules.
I can relate to that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do like to bend a rule every
So
now and then.
Minnesota, 2nd down and 5 after the penalty. Kelly takes the snap, hands it off to Wright. Wright gets ankle tackled in the backfield. She's going to pick up a few yards.
Hey, that's 32 again.
That's Baja Robinson for the Mile High Blaze on that tackle.
She's been playing a lot in this game on both sides of the ball here. She's playing left guard earlier.
So it's a 2-yard gain for Minnesota and Tiff Wright.
I think she's played almost every snap on O-line at left guard. And then now out here for defense. Talk about a session of conditioning.
So 3rd down and 3 for Minnesota. 55-14 currently over the Mile High Blaze. 4:44 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Erin Kelly awaits the snap. She takes it. She drops back. She's got a chase. She dumps the ball off. Ball pulled in by Kenzie Reed. Mack pulls it down, picks up the 1st down. Fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
I like that call. I like that play call. Okay, the fans are satisfied again.
Back-to-back, called back huge plays for Minnesota.
A little too much sauce on that. A little too much sauce, a little too much height. Okay.
Ray Jefferson, the intended receiver this time. Kelly's pass just a little bit out of her reach as we look at a replay of Mac Reed's run there that picked up the 1st down. So 2nd down and 10 for Minnesota.
Ref and Dvorak are having a discussion.
At the Blazes' 44-yard line. Dvorak.
A little confusion on the play call there. Should have been trips right.
Kelly Drops back, throws it to her right.
Boy.
In and out of the hands of Mac Reed.
Well, she wasn't ready. I mean, she was tight to the line, and it was supposed to be a trips right play. So, I don't know what to say.
Archuleta for the Blaze on the coverage. Minnesota looking at 3rd down and 10.
They're having to work for it. I'll say.
Probably the best we've seen Mile High's defense play so far this evening is what they're playing right now.
Yeah,
on
that's
this
true.
Minnesota possession.
Yeah, I gotta say it for Blaze. They have not given up. They have not let down. I mean, they've slowed down occasionally, but they have not given
Dvorak
up.
in motion. This time the ball's handed off to her. She's met in the backfield right away by Barnett and taken down. Nowhere to go for Amanda Dvorak. Minnesota at 4th down.
4th down. Looks like we're keeping offense on the field. Interesting.
.334 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
4th and long, 4th and 11.
Coach Connor Joe Lewis keeping her offense out on the field. Aaron Kelly has trips to her right, one up top. Tiffany right behind her. She's going to throw it deep. Dvorak, the intended receiver, closest receiver, Reese Peterson for Mile High on the coverage, and Mile High is going to take over on downs with decent field position.
Yeah. You got to get 55 yards approximately. And
Fans, you've got 3 minutes and 6 seconds to get yourself a 50-50 raffle ticket or 2.
Oh, I want a 50-50 raffle ticket. How do I get one of those?
I think you got to have a contact on the outside. That's how I got my corn dog. You got to have someone on the outside willing to do you a solid.
Well, let's see. I see James Brown with the tickets.
Oh, he's busy. He's busy.
Well, he's got the tickets.
Okay, well, maybe you could text him. Venmo him.
I don't see my wife.
Well, she would be taking photos anyway, yeah? She'd probably tell you to buzz off.
Well, or ask for the money. Quick little pass complete to Chloe Lund.
Chloe wants that back. Unfortunate drop.
Yeah, in and out of her hands.
Too bad.
Going to bring up 2nd down.
Defense gets the call in.
Want to thank everybody joining in on Fan Club, watching the game tonight. Also on Swerve. If you have Pluto TV, you can pick up the Swerve channel there. It's all women's sports all the time.
Good coverage. 46.
This pass falls incomplete. Tanya Roach, the intended receiver.
Sophie Colehang on the tackle. Unless it says 49. I'm wearing my glasses, I swear. No, it's 46. Way to go, Soph.
Well, 3rd down and 10 for Mile High. Trailing Minnesota by 41 points. 2:58 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Game 2, week 2 of the WFA season. Passes up and complete.
Jeez. Okay, we had 2 blitzes coming off the edge. Pass gets out, almost caught. Double coverage. How do you score on this defense?
So that one was knocked down, so it brings up 4th down.
I am impressed, my friend. I am impressed. Dixon trotting in towards the end, ready to help out.
So Mile High using their first timeout of the half, and we'll check around the league. We already talked about how the DC Divas defeated the Baltimore Nighthawks that game just ended. 55-12 is the final, DC over Baltimore. We already talked about how Pittsburgh took care of Tampa 56-14, and should be getting a start here for the Salt Lake Wildcats and the Rocky Mountain Thundercats any moment right now. So Thundercat, Mountain Cat.
Ah,
Or Wildcat,
hey.
Thundercat. Who wins that?
Meow. What was your high school mascot? We were the Cougars.
We were the Knights.
Like with the suit of
medieval,
armor?
Yeah, and the joust and the horse
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
You know what Matamita is the zephyr.
They're the zephyr.
A gentle westerly wind is the definition of a zephyr.
Oh, I was thinking it was a giant inflatable that it would explode like the Hindenburg.
Right. Yeah, one would think. It's not. Gentle westerly wind. Pretty funny. No cougar, I'll tell you that.
Snap is up. Throwing deep.
Oh!
Intercepted. Minnesota picks this one off. She's going back. That's Kristen. No, correction. That's Bostic with the interception.
Very nice.
Bostic with their second big defensive play of the evening.
Oh, so humble there, too. There you go. Get a little flight. Okay, there's the fun. Very nice. Nicely done.
So Minnesota, great position. 1st and 10.
I'll tell you, Brian, this secondary looks solid, and the Vixen secondary has not always looked so good. The Vixen secondary has had good players, but as a cohesive unit that's going to shut down an offense, because that's what we're looking at now. That has not always been the case. So kudos to the coaching staff, kudos to the players for putting in the work, kudos to D coordinator for making the calls, the coverage calls. This is a good-looking defense.
So Minnesota 1st and 10 from the Mile High 26. Kelly takes the snap. She hands it off right away. Running straight up the middle is Tiff Wright. Wright's able to get about 8, maybe 9 on the play. We'll see where they officially put it. Okay, they're going to give her 7, so it's going to be 2nd down and 3.
6-yard gain brings up 2nd down.
And you know, Berg, ever since I put the picture of your corn dog on the chat, nobody's commented.
Well, I think everyone's getting tired, Brian, you know? Or
So Tiff Wright, left-hand side after taking the handoff from Kelly. Going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Or maybe they're all Pronto Pup fans.
That could be it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good-looking corn dog.
Yeah, it's pretty thick.
I'm mad I didn't get one. You're loved more than I am, apparently.
Well, you know what? I bet my wife would bring you one, too.
She offered last year.
Yeah.
I remember.
She makes baked goods and brings them up. It's pretty great.
I think I've had your wife's cookies. Chocolate chip, if I remember.
Yeah, speaking of the state fair, but we won't get into that.
Kelly drops back, throws it to her right. This one's going to be intercepted. Kelly with another interception. This one's not going to be ran back, though. She's going to be met quickly.
Oh, that.
Tiff Wright on the tackle.
Tiffany was getting saucy there.
Triplet with her 2nd interception of the game. Last one ran back for 6 points. This time Tiff Wright was able to stop her. We have the officials talking. I'm looking to see if I see a flag. Yep, there was one on the field.
After the play was over, personal foul. Yeah, that was a little extracurricular by Tiffany, and I could see it. A little extra aggression towards the end, and, you know, I get it. You're mad, you're frustrated. So that's the consequence. Take a penalty.
Well, last weekend it was St. Louis that got a little upset when Minnesota intercepted the ball there towards the end of the game.
From their own 38-yard line.
So Mile High, 1st and 10 from their own 38.
Hey, look, the defense is out now. Okay, they're getting some playing time. I'm telling you, the Blaze isn't messing around. They're making use of their time. We got the tight end, number 25, taking the snaps again.
So that was Whitehead taking the snap. Her pass intended for Reese Peterson falls incomplete. Whitehead just getting rid of it before she was leveled in the backfield.
Sarah Ralston on the coverage for the Vixen.
Ralston for Minnesota on that coverage. 2nd down and 10. Just under a minute to go in the third quarter. With Dr. Berg, I'm Brian Sweeney.
Hey, Brian.
Welcome you into the booth, right?
To Hamlin University.
The acoustics in here are not the best,
The
with all the
pipers.
doors closed and the glass window in front of us. And this time it's handed off to Paula Barnett. Barnett up on the right-hand side. Gonna get back to the original line of scrimmage, possibly pick up a yard.
Sophie Colleen on the tackle. And Britt. Triggering downhill. Gosh, was that a blitz call? I mean, Britt all the way back to the line of scrimmage. Oh yeah, there we go. They started on the line of scrimmage, a little drop back, and then trigger downhill to help make the tackle. Okay, what's the Blaze gonna call? Let's see what's going down.
Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Snap back, coming in fast. Hit as she throw, intercepted by Minnesota. This one is going to go in for a pick six. Minnesota, touchdown, Ashley Whalen.
Speedy on that return. Those are some quick feet. Tippy toes, bam, all the way to the end zone. What a great pick six. Extra point team comes on.
So teams have exchanged pick sixes tonight. Ashley, number 22 for Minnesota.
Very nice.
Triplet, number 9 for Mile High. Each with a pick six this evening. Minnesota now matching their highest scoring output from the 2025 season. And with that extra point, Minnesota 62, Mile High 14, and that's going to end the third quarter, Berg. And what a game as we look at this interception one more time.
Crazy.
You can see there Whitehead drops back and she's hit as she throws the ball. So I don't think she had quite as much arm on that as she wanted.
No, she did not.
And Wallen just grabs that and runs it into the end zone to get her name in the stat sheet for tonight.
Well,
so,
good for her. That's exciting.
62-14, end of the third quarter. We'll be right back for the exciting finish after this. Alliance game of the week, Minnesota up over the Mile High Blaze as we start the fourth quarter, 62-14. With Dr. Berg, I'm Brian Sweeney. We welcome you back for what should just be a amazing fourth quarter. As Kuplik's kick bounces up in Archuleta's hands. Archuleta gets back up to midfield. Best return we've seen so far this evening for the Mile High Blaze.
Yes, looking good. I mean, they've had some good return too. Good returns. But that looked good.
So Mile High, 14:53 remaining on the clock, 2 timeouts. 1st and 10 right from midfield at the 50-yard line. And we'll see if Whitehead continues to take the snaps.
Yeah, unfortunate with their injuries this game, the Blaze. If it seems like Ramos is out and starting quarterback.
Whitehead. This one almost intercepted again. This one's intended for Alicia Archuleta. I didn't even realize there were sisters on the team.
Oh, I didn't either.
Or wives. I shouldn't be presumptuous.
Oh, that's true.
And there is a rule in NCAA and women's professional football that when you do have a 50-point differential, or excuse me, a 45-point differential going into the 4th quarter, you can elect to have a run clock. However, I've been told that Mile High elected to still allow the clock to stop, that they want to play this thing out. So.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Nice sleuthing.
So Whitehead takes the snap. She hands it off to her left-hand side. A triplet, I believe.
Yes. Jacole. I like that name, Jacole.
So loss of 3 on the play. So 3rd down and 13 for Mile High. Clock continues to run.
How about a hard count? All right, we're talking it out in the huddle. TO called by the Vixen.
So, Berg, we look at last season. We talked about Minnesota put up 61 points in a loss to Cali War. And Mile High last season, both teams 3-3 in the regular season last year. Mile High managed in their wins to put up 31 and 35. Their losses, however, were 0, 12, and 16. So with 14 points tonight, they're right where they need to be. They're playing consistent ball year in and year out because their wins last year as well. They had the win where they beat, they got the 31 and the 35, and then their other win was 12 points. Last weekend they got 7. So definitely an improvement over last week for the Blaze, especially there's a big difference when you're playing Rocky Mountain Thundercats opposed to Minnesota Vixen. Minnesota comes into this game, multiple trips to the national championship. They haven't missed the playoffs since joining the Women's Football Alliance back in 2017. So it's definitely something that Minnesota's a strong, established team. Great coaching staff, great ownership group with Laura Brown.
And James. King James.
King
James.
James.
Brian's in here doing that.
He's the muscle. So 4th down and 11 for Mile High here.
Well, there's a lot to be said for being consistent for the Blaze, And those Thundercats, I mean, sheesh, that's a D2 team, so they must be looking pretty solid this year.
We can hear the fans out there stomping their feet.
Stompy stomp.
Whitehead drops back, throws it deep, looking for the receiver.
And dropped. Gosh, woo. Bet Whitehead is grateful for that drop. There were a lot of Vixen players around.
So you look at the rest of the season for Minnesota. We had St. Louis last week, Mile High tonight. Next weekend, they're in Houston to play the Energy. Then they have a bye the week after that. Or excuse me, no, they don't have a bye the week after that. Their bye is May 23rd, my bad. So after they get back from Houston, the Dallas Elite Mustangs will be here on May 16th. Then they have a bye May 23rd, and then they're back at home May 30th hosting the St. Louis Slam before they finish the season in Week 9 on the road against the Tampa Bay Inferno. So then they get that one extra week of rest before the playoffs start. Then going over to Mile High again last week, they hosted the Rocky Mountain Thundercats. They're at Minnesota this weekend. Next weekend, they host Cali War. They are off the 16th. They're at Salt Lake on the 23rd. June 6th, they are at the Rocky Mountain Thundercats. And then they finish out the season on June 13th versus the Nevada Storm. So Jefferson with the ball carry that time. Looks like we got another Mile High player slow to get up. And I mean, you traveled as a player.
Mm-hmm.
How much does, you look at, we'll say the PWHL, for instance, who's in their postseason play right now, where those players usually leave a day or two ahead of time. They don't have to worry about figuring out their own travel. As a player, when you have to either drive or fly to these games, how does that affect you physically, sitting in the car or sitting in the airplane for that long and then having to get on the field and move on all sorts of different directions?
It's distracting. I would say that the most difficult part is the planning of the travel, the actual traveling. It is very distracting to be keeping track of all those details. And then to settle in and play a game in an environment you're not used to. Reno, Nevada, no one could catch their breath because of the altitude. The same has been said playing in Denver, or you're in a totally different climate, going down to Texas. Depending on the time of year, that can be a real slog. So those are the factors to consider: the logistics, the planning, the showing up at this time. Did you pack this item? Because if you didn't pack your football pants, as I might have forgotten when we went down to Texas, then you gotta see, okay, what's open at this hour? Is there a sports place? Someone can't just go home down the street, pick up your pants, and bring them here for you.
Tiffany Wright on the carry that time. Well, my mother-in-law always said that when we traveled, that if you forgot something, they have stores there. But you're talking about specialized equipment.
That's right.
You can't just walk into Target and find a set of football pants or shoulder pads on the shelf.
That's right.
Yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods, they might be around the country, but they're not necessarily going to have what you need to play at this level.
And this is also a different time of year than when they're normally selling football gear. So the women's league is playing in the spring. Normally they're stocked in the fall.
Tiff Wright with a big stiff arm as she breaks over on the left-hand side, taken down out of bounds by Reese Peterson, picks up another first down for Minnesota. And I didn't even think about that collegiate football, high school football, that's a fall sport.
Mm-hmm.
Women's football is a spring sport into summertime. So, yeah, Dick's has got all that stuff stored away. You're not necessarily going to find it on the shelf waiting for you. So you look at that stiff arm there again by Tiff Wright before she's taken down. So Minnesota first and 10 from Mile High's 19-yard line.
Jefferson's in the backfield now.
And this time Jefferson's going to get the ball. She's got a hole on the left-hand side. Tackled by her shirt by Triplett.
Four-yard gain on the play makes it second down and 6 from the 15-yard line of the play.
I mean, it makes it an easy target, If you tuck in your shirt, it makes it a little more difficult. I don't know. Everyone suits up differently. As a soccer coach, I was always a big proponent of tuck your shirt in. Because then if someone's pulling on your shirt, they can tell, because suddenly your shirt's untucked. And in this sport, I mean, you want things to be as tight as possible for that reason. So your opponents can't grab on to whatever.
Kelly's pass to Salvador falls incomplete. Going to bring up third down.
Third down for our Vixen.
9:02 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Do apologize, the score on the screen is wrong. It's actually 62-14. Both teams exchanging pick sixes this game. Kelly moves to her right, throws the pass. Intended for Salvador again. Salvador drops the ball. And this is a good opportunity. We talked a little bit earlier about Salvador's a rookie. Minnesota has a good lead. We're in the waning minutes of the fourth quarter. This is a great opportunity to get a lot of these new players out onto the field. Let them take the reps now, because there's going to come a time, as you know, where they're going to be needed. They're going to have to step up their game. So why not give them that opportunity now?
Yeah, it's funny to say that. I just noticed that Taylor Fox wasn't snapping on at least the last play, but probably the last drive. So I'm guessing they've switched up the old line, trying to give other players more reps, more experience. Because you know what? You never know when someone's going to get injured. And players who sometimes might say, well, you know, I'm this far down on the roster, I might not start. Well, you're only one injury away from, hey, you're up next, get ready. Or you better be ready.
A bad snap there when Minnesota was lined up for the field goal, so Deriskova just has to cover it up. So Mile High is going to take over on downs, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. 8:47 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Women's Football Alliance Pro Division Game of the Week with Dr. Berg. I'm Brian Sweeney. We're at the great Kloss Field on the University of Hamlin in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Home of the Pipers.
Home of the Pipers.
Piper no piping.
Home of the Vixen.
Yeah. This is a nice stadium. Nice place to be for the season.
I'm not going to lie. My favorite part, I didn't have a lot of stairs to get up here.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm also not going to lie. When I came up originally, I took the elevator.
You're not the only one. I have seen many people take the elevator for that one flight of stairs. I'm not judging.
It's the only home stadium that the Vixen have ever had with an elevator,
That's true.
so I'm going to take advantage of it.
That's true, Brian. You deserve it. You've put in your time and stairs. Fast off the edges. Wow.
This pass is complete.
Looks good.
Gain of 10 on the play, but because they were 3rd and 11, brings up 4th and 1.
Tackle made by Jess Eppenberger and Christian Murakami.
My 12th season with Minnesota.
Wow, you're old. I'll give you a hard time. You
My
call
9th
yourself
with
old.
the league.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that speaks to the fact that you must do a pretty good job if they keep asking you to come back.
Whitehead looks to her left. No receiver in the area. Closest receiver would be Chloe Lund, but she was about 5 yards downfield and closer to the center as Whitehead's pass was to the sideline.
Comes onto the field with the play.
Look there at the replay. So 4th and short. Whitehead hands it off.
Oh, finds a gap.
Mile High is going to pick up a 1st down.
You know, I haven't
Great little run that time by Leora Bibbs. She picks up the 1st down. Mile High moves the chains and keeps their drive alive.
That was good timing for that play call. That was a smart play call for their offensive coordinator. Haven't seen a whole lot of outside run plays so far from the Blaze, or if there have been, they've just been shut down at the line of scrimmage. Plenty of free space over there. Well done.
So 1st and 10 for the Mile High from the Minnesota 45-yard line. 6:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. Whitehead, shotgun formation. And on the near side of the field,
False
Chloe
start.
Lund jumps early and draws the false start.
False start on the Blaze number 18.
Flags have been flying tonight.
5-yard penalty.
There's been a lot of flags, but I really got to hand it. Tyler Downs and his crew have actually done a very good job. I've agreed with all the calls.
That's a good point.
I really haven't seen any missed calls.
That's a good point.
Of course, Tyler Downs and his crew, they've been a part of women's football for a long time, and we're going to have a horse collar tackle this time on Minnesota.
Ball carried by
As Bibbs was the ball carrier.
I couldn't see the number of their right tackle for the Blaze, but whoever it was made that play happen with their block. Oh, the call seems to be face mask. Automatic first down. 15-yard penalty. Wowzer.
So Kimmel, the guilty party for Minnesota.
After the penalty, the ball at the 22-yard line out of the Vixen. First down and 10 for the Blaze.
Fresh set of downs after the penalty. Whitehead pitches the ball over to Bibbs. Bibbs, left-hand side. She picks up a block.
She had 2 tackles.
Ball carried by Leora Bibbs.
That was a pretty good run.
Clock continues to run.
Tackle with Ann Bennett.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down.
About a 5-yard gain on the play is 2nd down.
Okay.
And you're doing the same thing I am looking at. I cut off a couple players on our roster here.
Get our paperwork in order here.
We got looks like we have an officials timeout.
Yeah, someone's down.
Yeah, it's
I thought, well,
Bibbs who just was the ball carrier.
Gosh, Blaze is really suffering with these injuries. That makes it tough. I saw the player down. I thought, oh, they can't be kicking a field goal. Someone down to receive a long snap. Oh, gosh. I mean, she's been down for a while. That's tough. So each team will take a huddle, take time to get a breath, get some water, chit-chat about the game. What are we going to do next?
Of course, going back, we already discussed a little bit here. Pittsburgh beat Tampa Bay 56-14. Baltimore lost to DC 55-12. Next week, Pittsburgh and DC, the 2 victors from tonight, will face off against each other at DC. And Tampa will be at Atlanta. So still trying to see if I can get a score of the Rocky Mountain versus Salt Lake game. There's Coach Brown. Spent last fall as a coach for Augsburg University's men's football program.
That's right, I heard about that.
And this spring, she was a coach for Augsburg's women's flag football program.
Well, lucky them.
Coach Brown was one of the first players that I met. I met her at the state fair back in the summer of 2015. Had her autograph my game ticket because her picture was on it. Still have it at home.
That's sweet. That's a nice story.
So Whitehead takes the snap. She's got people coming fast.
Oh.
Almost intercepted by Minnesota.
Well, it's tough when you have someone who's not actually a quarterback playing quarterback, because those decisions, you've got pressure in your face, you're trying to make the throw. Sometimes it's best to just, throw it to the side, throw it out of bounds, get rid of it. Blaze is lucky that it didn't get picked off.
So 3rd down and 5. This time, Whitehead hands it off to Peterson. Peterson cuts over to the left-hand side. She's going to pick up a 1st down.
That was great timing for that call. The right side of the O-line for the Blaze was just heavy, clogged up with defenders. You can see them stacked on the right side. So to call a outside run play to the left, sometimes you just get lucky. You don't know what they're going to show up with. You don't know what the defense is going to call or what the offense is going to call. And when it works out like that, that's nice.
So 1st and goal for Mile High. At the Minnesota 7-yard line. Whitehead hands it off to Peterson. Peterson's met by a bunch of Minnesota players, and she's going to be taken down by Colhane. 2nd down. 3:50 remaining here in the game.
They're so close. This would also be a good time for a hard count. Get the Vixen to jump, get even closer, and then you've got a short run. Very, very, very short run.
Well, you're just far enough away that it wouldn't be a half the distance. You'd actually get the full 5 too, so.
But again, this is not their starting quarterback. This is not even their
This
second
time
string.
to the right-hand side. She's got a wide route. Stiff arms her way into the end zone. Touchdown. Mile High Blaze. Reese Peterson.
Wow. They earned that. The offense for the Mile High Blaze, they earned that drive. All right, they're going for 2. Oh no, we got a kicker. Three minutes, 15 seconds left. I mean, it's still a big gap.
Of course,
it's still a big
Melanie
gap.
Archuleta. Offense, defense, kicking.
All over the field.
Oh, bad snap.
Okay.
In ball, they'd call that the utility player. So 3:15 remaining in the 4th quarter. Mile High Blaze finds the end zone once again on a touchdown run from Reese Peterson on the right-hand side. But they still trailed the Minnesota Vixen by 42 points. Minnesota 62, Mile High 20. Another great shot of some of Minnesota's network of coaches.
Network.
And of course, we got Seth Swenson, one of the assistant coaches, in the booth next to us, and his mom was happy that we mentioned his name before because she texted him right away.
Oh, that's sweet. He's been a good neighbor. And Caitlin Hill has been up here.
They're quiet neighbors. We're the loud neighbor.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, Caitlin and I had the same rookie year, actually.
Archuleta to kick. Nice kick.
Yes, very nice. With the forward roll.
Gonna be picked up by Caitlin.
Zippy zip.
No, sorry. Yep, Caitlin. Hove escapes a couple tackles, spins to her left, gets a big block there. Flag on the play. So the interesting thing, in my opinion, is the flag came from the side judge, and it was right in front of the white hat referee, Tyler Downs. See if we can see this block here coming up. Right there, blindside block by Picola against Barnett.
And then ran into the whoever they were blocking, player for the Blaze, ended up falling into CJ Dobie, a longtime player. And they were taking a while to get off the field. What was the call?
Blindside block, personal foul.
Okay. Well.
After the penalty, they spot the ball at the 25-yard line of the Vixen. First down.
It's tough. It's such a gray area. You know, like if they can see you out of the corner of their eye.
Lundberg in as quarterback now for Minnesota. Looks like we're going to allow Erin Kelly to rest up and prepare for her trip with the Houston Energy next weekend.
Houston.
Because we also see Sanderson, as you so well put it.
Sandy!
And now Minnesota is forced to use a timeout as they didn't have the right personnel on the field.
Water comes out. Big shout out to all the people helping with water. Very important job, under-recognized, much appreciated. Especially games later in the season when it's ungodly hot and you're wearing so many layers, so many pads.
The crowd's into it.
Kenley Johnson on the outside in the red sleeves. Yeah, some different folks mixing it up and giving it to Paige.
Kuplik still receives the handoff, this time just from a different quarterback, as Solveig Lundberg is in as quarterback. Typically a wide receiver. Gain of 2 on the play, brings up second down and 8.
Paige Kuplik doing what she does best, running people over.
You liked that one.
I think it's pretty funny. Well, because it makes you think, you know, what would people say? Doing what he does best. Announcing?
No.
Right? I mean, if that was your claim, what do you do best? That's pretty funny.
So Lundberg watching the game clock, the play clock. They're going to take it down. We're at the 2-minute timeout. Great use of the play. You know, you talked about the hydration specialists at the game, and well, that's what it says on my actual official
I'm sure
spreadsheet
it does.
here.
Yeah, it's very official. It's just an official title.
So tonight's hydration specialist is Osseo, and so I'm going to go out on a whim here and say it's the Osseo High School flag football team, as they're also here this evening. Speaking of flag football teams, the Minnesota Vixen flag team is here this evening in the stands. Augsburg College's flag team, obviously we already talked about Michelle Brown being a part of that organization. Humboldt High School, Minneapolis Southwest High School. So plenty of flag players in the stands tonight getting a taste of tackle football, and hopefully they like it well enough that when they're 18 and older that they decide to play some tackle football, because it's a fun sport, let's be honest.
Moving it down the field, all right. Almost to the first down marker.
Yeah, so Lundberg's gonna let the clock just tick as much as possible here.
Sure.
Look at the replay there. Again, if she's got a head of steam when she gets to that line of scrimmage, it takes a lot to slow them down. And the last few years watching Kuplik play has just been exciting, to say the least.
Yeah, I would agree.
So Lundberg takes the snap, hands it off to Kuplik again. Kuplik's going to get a first down, and that's pretty much going to seal the game as we are getting to our final minute of the game here. Minnesota picking up a fresh set of downs.
That's enough for a Minnesota Vixen. Do it, Sarge.
So Berg, let's look at something. We came into this stadium tonight not knowing what to expect from Mile High, not really knowing how Minnesota was going to rebound. I mean, were they still on the euphoric high from beating St. Louis last week, or were they all business? I think the first half of this game, they were all business. Granted, there was a couple mistakes. We see those from everybody. But overall, they were all business, all game.
Yeah, I would agree. They came focused in on what the Blaze was going to show or not show. The mind was off of St. Louis at that point. If anything, it was just a sense of, okay, we're having a good year, let's keep it up. More so than still thinking about St. Louis specifically.
So your final score, the Minnesota Vixen 32, the Mile High Blaze 20. Minnesota jumps out to 2-0, the best record in the WFA Pro this season so far. And the Mile High Blaze fall to 1-1. For Dr. Berg, I'm Brian Sweeney. We thank you for joining us. We thank John Sands, Alex Wested for our stats. We thank our camera crew, our production crew, and everybody that helped bring you this WFA Pro Game of the Week. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
You know the moments, the feeling in your feet, the rhythm of ambition, that extra, that aha, that sight, that's something. The click, the shift, the boom, and you're there. The mess becomes a map, and you call it art, or science, or code, because now you know the way forward. For all the moments that drive you, there's edX. Fuel your ambition with thousands of job-relevant courses and programs at edX.org.
In the quiet moments before dawn, champions are made. Every fan, every athlete, every moment counts. It's not just a game, it's a passion that unites us, drives us, and makes us strive for greatness. Greatness is wherever fans connect and call home. We believe in the power of the community. We believe in turning passion into action. We bring fans closer and transform loyalty into unforgettable experiences. Join us. Make every moment matter. Fan Club. Get your fans in the game.
This group right here, all around, is football. We're all football players. Y'all are football players, okay?
Down. Good. Tatsiola's going to go straight ahead. Got a receiver caught. Touchdown.